Welcome to the game. The great American experience happens once again. Well, there's only one real rule. Don't be a dick. I'm the Wizard of Oz. This is not my show. This is your show. Those who participate make the show. So let's see how it's going to go tonight. So we'll just wait here for a moment while people come on, while the links navigate and the notifications get received. Rock on. Here we go. Whatever. Holy cow. Hey, Zoom, what's up? What's happening, man? Oh, man. Not much. I know you were talking about those earthquakes, man. California always has a lot of earthquakes. Yeah. What you're looking for are any that are going to be like in the 4 range. Because that would, 4 or higher is going to say that's going to be a breakthrough kind of thing. Generally, the earthquakes up and down the Florida. Hey, Jason, you're here early. How you doing? Hey, come on up. I tell you. But the earthquakes in California, I used to live in California. I lived out there for a while. Hey, there's Kimmy. How you doing?
Doing okay.
Yeah?
Yeah, it was raining this morning.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yep.
it sounds like my yesterday. It's supposed to be raining here tomorrow afternoon and evening.
Yeah.
So we got more coming your way.
Okay.
Yeah. But you should have a day of at least decent weather.
Well, after it quit raining, then it was pretty nice here.
Hey, Ox. What's up, man? Yeah. You gotta let things dry out a little bit, though, man.
Yeah. I
Yeah.
bet. Are they much news on anything that was going on as far as our the earthquake stuff and all that stuff and
Well, there are some. Um, it's just and California is having a bunch of them up and down the west coast. They are having swarms, of earthquakes, and stuff like that. I was looking at that the other day, and I don't know. It just seems like I think they're just making. I mean, mountains out of molehills, you know what I'm saying? To be honest with you, because earthquakes been happening for a long time in California, quite often, you know?
Yeah, but are they getting more serious or anything like that?
I don't think so. They're not having any that are like 4 and 5 or anything like that. That's what you know what I'm saying? I think they're just hyping it up. But they are having these weird swarms. It's unusual activity kind of deal. And does look like the plates are on the move, but nothing that's really drastic. So the volcanoes, those are problematic at the time. Yeah. But yeah, it's been
Well, because the parts that concerns me is in the Bible about the floods and weird places or where you didn't really hear about floods before, and towards the end about uh, earthquakes and
right. Earthquakes in disparate places. Yeah.
yeah. So it's more or less different parts of the Bible actually coming to pass.
Well, yeah. I mean, that's obvious. It, uh, all you got to do is look at the stars,
Right.
you know, and that'll tell you where we are. That kind of thing. And that's like I was talking about the other night when I did all my when I was in research mode over all that stuff. I was, you know, found that the stars are the true tie-in point between the different um, ancient texts, whether it be the Bible, the Chi, the Verdana, or the Aztec Codex, Mayan Codex, you know, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
And the stars are what tied it all together.
Okay.
That even and the stars would tell you what how old and when the pyramids were built. They weren't built 5,000 years ago or 6,000 years ago. They were built about 10,500 years ago, maybe 12,000, because that's when the stars were right, and that's where everything lined up. You know,
Okay.
yeah. I mean, it's just simple. I mean,
Yeah, it goes back a lot farther than what they think.
correct. Well, because they need it to be, you know, rather than nature telling us, well, you know, Gobekli Tepe is, you know, 12,000, 15,000 years old or something, you know, or older. They're not sure. But, you know, the science people, there's no way that they can justify that, you know, this planet's only 6,000 years old.
Right.
It just doesn't make sense. Now, when they say, well, you know, that earthquake's millions of years old, and last time it erupted was 600,000 years ago. Say, really? Okay, so we're supposed to believe that this planet, we're just been here for less than 6,000 years. I don't think so.
No, because it don't know how many times it's actually reset.
Correct. The destructions in the past have been so cataclysmic, so total, you know, whole society's been wiped off the landmass and the oceans and turned under in ashes. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's ridiculous to think how arrogant can we be, Hey, what's up, Oddball? Welcome in. So yeah, I just losing patience with a lot of this. To be honest with you, bullshit. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Seriously, I mean, you know, it's like watching these politicians and these uh, medical experts that are, you know, administrative friendly with the Biden administration. These people are they're outright lying to us and turn around and they expect their lies to be treated as the truth. And it's just bullshit. You know, nobody gave them the authority. Nobody gave them the button says you are now the authority. They sure as fuck didn't earn it.
Yeah, right.
Right. So battery's showing us peppers.
I had to pull them because we had a frost last night.
Oh, you had a frost last night. Oh, wow.
If I want, I can put them back in the water. But I've got enough of them. It's no big deal.
Right.
I just got a
No, but
Second Amendment shirt for free.
nice.
I didn't even have to pay shipping.
Oh, wow. Well, where is it?
Oh, it's in the house. I got to wash it first.
You got to show us. You mentioned it. Now you got to show us.
All right. Right back.
Jeez. I'm from Missouri. You got to show me.
Well, Missouri's the show me state.
You damn right.
Yep.
Yep. Hey, Oddball, what's on your mind, man? Come on up and give us a piece. Too early for pie, so
Yeah.
yeah.
Slide on my glasses here. Hi, Huckleberry.
Ah, there's my Huckleberry. Oh, I guess Huck's mad at me. She's not saying hi to me.
What'd you do this time?
I don't know. I don't think I got to do anything. It's just my existence. Sometimes it just pisses people off and I don't get it. You're taking F2F. What the hell is that? Oh, there you go.
Nothing special, just a Second Amendment.
In the form of a target, center mass.
Yep.
I think they're setting you up there, battery.
Thought I had some tomatoes there. Yeah, I pulled some tomatoes too. And guess what? It didn't freeze.
Oh, wow. Right.
We were 36.
You probably should just, bring them in out of the cold if you thought they were going to freeze.
Well, it's in the 5-gallon bucket. That's kind of heavy.
It's just water, right? You could dump that out and then.
They were pretty much done anyway.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I still got green beans and okra
Yeah, me too.
and peppers coming in. But that's all that's left out of my garden. All the melons are done, all the corn and
Yeah, I
zucchinis are gone.
had a watermelon growing in the middle. Heck, hang on a second. I turn the light back on. I had a watermelon plant growing in the middle of the beans. Well, yesterday I went out there to check the plants and cover the tomatoes, and the watermelon's dead. The beans are going great.
Hmm.
They
Yeah,
never produced anyway.
Oh no, I got watermelons. I got one that's about 2 foot long. It's a big old sucker. It's about a
When do you
foot
plant
wide.
them?
Huh?
When do you plant them?
Oh, I planted mine well, I didn't plant them at all. These were leftovers from last year and they just grew up.
All right. When do you plant them?
Well, generally like May. You can plant them as late as May.
Well, that's about when I planted the first ones, and one of them died right off the bat, and the plant just grew really slow.
Right. Well, I never even planted them. These were leftovers that I guess got tilled in last fall.
I don't
And
know. I have to have some before I can do that.
right, right. I like I said, I never even planted them. I wasn't expecting. I was like, oh wow, we got watermelons, and I never even planted them.
I got one of those. You ever heard of Bad Flag? Badflag.com.
No.
I got one of their flag mounts, and it's pretty cool. It uses suction, and you just find a nice smooth surface on your vehicle, stick it on there. And, well, my flag, not a good one. It's a blue line flag, and the bottom corner is kind of fraying now. And I only went up to 40 miles an hour. But the flagpole worked great. Didn't bend a lot. It's some pretty strong fiberglass.
Oh, there you go.
Here, well, there's the flagpole. Let's see, made with the fiberglass. And you put the mount in the direction you want the flag to fly. And of course, anytime I stop, the flag goes the other direction and tangles up. Oh no! I just had a bunch of cans and bottles fall.
But like we were talking about these, I'd be more worried about the stuff that's going to fall out of the sky. I'm the flag advance at the beginning of all that stuff we were talking about, Kim.
Yeah.
If you remember, it starts out with a comet, and then blood. It says blood and fire fall from the sky. It's supposed to be the first of the events, but
Blood comes from the sky too.
blood and fire from the sky. Yeah, basically what it's going to be is iron oxide that's coming through the atmosphere, and the
Oh,
bigger
okay.
rocks.
Water.
Right, the bigger rocks are going to, obviously be fireballs, but the smaller ones will blow up and
iron oxide mixing with water.
and just fall as red, kind of like a red rain kind of thing. But that's how the wormwood thing happens, because
Okay.
that stuff poisons a lot of the water. So
Well, what was really weird tonight, my daughter went for a walk down the road,
Okay.
and she said right over top of the house again was a big orange, not a real big one, but an orange light that was over top of the house. And when they came back, it shot straight up and left.
Oh, wow.
And like I said, when I first started talking with everybody about how my daughter and after she was born, how I kept seeing all kinds of lights and stuff like the spaceship type things that would follow us around. And when we'd go out driving out in the country and everything, we'd see these lights, and it was like they was putting on a light show for us, and then they would split off and take off. So my daughter, growing up, she always said that she's like an alien and they're following her.
Right. Hey, Diesel, welcome in. The Watchers.
Yeah, and that kind of stuff is still happening.
Right.
And it's really weird. I mean, we that aliens and spaceships and stuff is just unidentified flying objects. But my daughter has all kinds of weird connection things. When she was little, she would talk to people that wasn't there. And then when she would look in one of my old photo albums and stuff, she would pick out different people and tell me that they're the ones that she was talking to. And they would have been people that already died.
Oh, wow.
So she's had that connection ever since she was little.
Oh, wow.
And her daughter does too. Her daughter used to sit in the playpen or the baby bed and sit and just start laughing for no reason and stuff. And we'd go up to check on her, and she'd be laughing and carrying on. And then she would say about grandpa or Uncle Bob. And these was people that died before she was ever born. But she would say that her grandpa Ball, which would have been her great grandpa, Charlotte's grandpa, would come and see her, and Uncle Bob would have been her great uncle. It would have been Charlotte's uncle. My brother-in-law would come and see her and stuff, and she talk about them and look at the picture albums and stuff and pick them out, and she never seen them before.
Right. Welcome in, Valentine. Hello. Yeah, Diesel says, basically the human brain is in delta wavelength until it's about age 7. Only then does it develop enough to actually alternate.
Right.
Right.
And Charlotte still to this day goes out to she'll go out to my father-in-law's grave site and stuff, and he'll talk with her, that she has conversations, and he comes and sees her while she's sleeping and everything, and she'll have conversations and tell me different things that I need to watch for because different things is going to happen, and it usually does.
Right.
So yeah. So I really think she has a real good God-given gift.
Right.
And it was really weird for me to even have her. It was simply a miracle in God's hand, because when I was pregnant for her, we found out about my heart and everything. And I had her when I was 19. And then when she was 7 months old is when I had the heart surgery, and then died 3 times after the surgery. So, yeah, it's just been amazing with her, and
Nice.
she's
Right.
always had a real close experience with God. And
Right.
so
That's
it's just really,
interesting. Yeah.
yeah.
You know, Battery, you put any more shit in that shed, you ain't gonna be able to get in there.
I know it's getting pretty close.
That's what I'm saying.
I got to get the other one finished. I'm trying to finish it this month. Right now, it's pouring down rain. When I finally get busy on it, waiting for the, get the soil loose. Now I finally got busy on it. It can't stop raining. It's either raining here or it's dry.
So, yeah, this, I don't know. I'm just trying to sell puppies.
Feeling good puppies.
Yeah, I need to find homes for these puppies. That's what's on my mind.
You say you still have them, and you get quite a bit of snow. Get you a sled, have them pull that thing.
Right? Yep, they beast enough. Right? Once they get older. Yeah.
I don't know how big those are compared to the huskies, Malamutes. Are they bigger?
Yeah, they're bigger than,
Oh,
well, yeah, they're bigger than Maldives or Samoyeds. Yeah, much bigger dog.
yeah. Had some Malamutes over in Wyoming. A sled got us to town when we had snow. But Cheyenne's dog was bigger. And bearded collie, massive dog.
Well, I got the first bill today for the um internet stuff being put in my name. I called them and told them about Ryan dying and everything, so I had it. They didn't give me no problem with switching it over to my name.
Okay,
What's
good
this now?
deal.
Ryan?
Yeah, Sick Pat.
Oh, I didn't know his name. I
Yeah.
always thought his name was Pat.
No,
Okay. One Ryan. One Tanya there is.
yeah.
Oh, yeah, no, that's not, no, no. Sick Pat's name was Ryan.
I learn something every day.
Yeah. Well, it happened.
Not a treasure. Oh yeah, not a treasure. Oh,
That's pretty.
Yeah, well, patriotic. It was for 4th of July, and it's Swedish. Hey, did you hear I guess the past month, there's only been 48 COVID cases in Florida?
Oh, really?
And they didn't lock anything down. Oh, that's good too. Well, I've never drank this stuff straight.
What is that? An Antifa Molotov cocktail?
Could be if I was Antifa.
Yeah. I'd be like, hey, here, you forgot this.
That's not terrorism, by the way. According to the Democrats, terrorism is parents yelling at the school board.
Right.
Bunch of Nancy's,
Bunch of Karens.
snowflakes,
Yeah.
can't handle
I tell you what, that's just,
protest.
it's just getting more and more ridiculous. How much more how much more stupid, how much more ignorance do we have to deal with? I mean, for God's
Here,
sake.
I got a toast.
Okay.
Here's to Kimmy and Sick Pat's memory. Hope everything goes well for you.
Thank you.
Rock on.
Oh, oh man, that's not as good as Absolute. Oh, oh
Oh my God.
No, that's vodka. That's Swedish. Oh, yes. Lower quality. Holy. Oh, I think I just drank rubbing alcohol.
That sure warm you up.
Yeah, I'm already getting warm. That and eating chips and salsa. Deadly combination.
Oh man.
Is there anybody in the chat?
Yeah, we got 7 people watching.
Hello, everybody in the chat.
There's Dear Butch. Hey, what's up?
And Zach. Or Zoom, I mean.
Come on up, dear Butch. Oh man.
Aaron's brother.
Yeah.
Aaron's twin from another mother. A lot of people are using this for a box knife. That curve cuts the box nice.
Uh-huh.
I gotta sharpen this.
Damn lurkers.
It opens envelopes really well. Well, hey there, Valentine White, Jimmy Kirk, there, Butch.
You can't tonight. What's wrong? Your finger broken?
Freedom, free healthcare. Freedom, free healthcare. That's for sure. That might get dumped.
That
But you
might
don't.
get down the.
I have to look at Zoom's post a little bit more so I can translate.
Where at, eyeball?
Tornado Alley active was
Was watching
watching storm chasers. Oh yeah, storm chasers. Those guys are nuts. They try to get in it. Yeah, you seen the movie? Bill Paxton, I think, was in it.
Yes, yeah, I remember.
Yeah, Storm Chaser. Or...
And now that woman from Mad About Me or Mad About You. That's it.
Yeah.
Can't remember her name. Just remember she reminded me of Jodie Foster, younger version.
Oh, bad internet there.
Yeah, Twister.
Hey, Sing, what's up, man?
Oh, there's Sing.
There's Sing. Come up here, man.
Right now too. But it seems to be working for the phone. Sing.
But
sing.
Kim, they talked about in ancient times. They talked about the Anunnaki. Do you know what Anunnaki actually means? The word?
No.
Those from heaven who came to Earth.
Okay.
So they were space travelers. They came from the skies to Earth. There you go, Sing. Got you some crayons there.
Since you brought up Anunnaki,
yeah.
Has anybody heard or seen him or anything lately?
Oh, him? No, not that I'm aware of. He's probably working his ass off. He got that new job, so he's out doing his thing.
Okay.
So yeah, I don't think.
I know him and Pat had a lot of conversations and stuff.
Right. Yeah. Yeah, he's definitely got a lot of information about the Anunnaki. I mean, obviously I think it's his original religion or some stuff like that,
Yeah, and I remember the one story type that he told Sick Pat about when he was little, about going up to the mountain or whatever and disappearing and everything, and it was really different things that he says kind of really got me, for the simple reason, he talked about a whole lot of stuff, spiritual stuff, and in a way his religion and stuff that he was talking about, I've always wondered, we have God as creating the earth, but I've always wondered, if we have God, are they more of being like God?
Well, they were The Bible refers to them as the Raphaim,
Nephilim.
or the angels in
Okay.
service of God. Yeah,
Oh, the Nephilim are
sons
swiftly produced.
of God, or something like that. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Yeah.
The sons were created. This
You're under a tornado warning.
$1 bill, colored silver certificate,
Right.
2021.
Yeah, I got several $1 certificates and a couple $5 certificates.
Yours are probably much older. This one's a new one.
Well,
Trump did this.
I can remember Kerr back when the first $2 bill come out. The old joke used to be, it says about the $2 bill on something being a lie or something as much as a $2 bill, and then they came out with $2 bills.
The joke for me was always the $3 bill.
yeah, as queer as a $3 bill. Yep.
This
Well,
is
they
a 2.
used to say things about a $2 bill, and then my dad ended up with a $2 bill, and he had it put
Trade
out
Center. Whoops.
from being the first $2 bill that he ever seen and ever got.
That's the
Right.
World Trade Center. Twin Towers. No, on this side. I don't know if you can see it.
Clint was on a $3 bill. Oddball.
20th anniversary of the towers.
Right.
But I have a 1963 $2 bill. They've been around for quite a while. I thought they started in 1976. That was the first one I saw.
Huh. Yeah, I'm not sure. But I remember seeing them from time to time.
Some of them have black printing, some of them have red printing, green printing. I believe blue also. It depends on when they were minted.
Yeah.
But they've been around for a long time. But all of us here probably were around when the first ones came out. We're all that old.
I'm not.
I ain't much older than you.
Yeah, well.
How old are
Don't
you,
take much.
Battery?
57. About to be 58 next month.
Yeah, but he's 3 years older than I am.
He's older than I am.
You old man. You old fart.
I don't feel old.
Right.
Not much older than me.
Yeah.
Yeah, I figured I was a lot of. You sound like a young woman to me. I haven't seen you.
But there's I just wonder how this is going to play out. I'm so sick and tired of hearing the next piece of crap all from DC. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just I don't even want to look at it anymore because it's all just what the hell. You know, just more bizarre and more ridiculous as things go on. Just basically, Americans are quitting their jobs because they're not going to get the vaccine.
Well, the infection rate's going down in Texas too. It's pretty much bottoming out in Florida. Well, from what I heard today.
Well, the weird thing about it is my daughter and mom went and seen my grandson, went and seen my daughter's son, and they had to wear masks where he is because they had an outbreak of COVID again. Because what they did was they made all of the kids end up getting the shots. My grandson fought him for a long time, and they had an outbreak where he was before, and they finally gave him the shot because they kept having outbreaks. Well, now where he's at,
Delta variant.
now they're having outbreaks because they gotten the shots.
Well, yeah, the Delta variant came around when they started vaccinating. Coincidence?
Nope, not a coincidence. You
This
seen
is
those
a
charts on InfoWars? They show the point where they started issuing vaccines in these countries, and then all of a sudden there's a huge spike in deaths.
Yeah,
this is a
and that's
special $50.
what worries me, because now they've made my granddaughter and my grandson both have the shots.
Yep. This is a special $50 I got today. It has the Twin Towers and the new tower, the Statue of Liberty. All in color.
I've got.
In front.
I've just seen an ad or an article. General Flynn, we are about to see the Arizona Attorney General take action.
Oh, that's great. That is good news. And the other one's a Trump coin. I got 5 of those. Cost me about $14 each. But the idea is I'm going to give them to people. There's the coin.
Right.
You see that good-looking man? And I'm not gay. If I was.
Right.
Well, have you heard on some of the, not really news part, but I get like the commercial things on the internet, and they say that Trump put a bill into effect before he left off, before he got dismissed, or however you want to put it, cheated, for the elderly to be able to collect money.
Yeah, I can see that.
And they're trying to stop that.
Well, they're trying to stop everything he did.
So they're saying that if you're elderly and stuff, to you're supposed to go on this one website and stuff and collect the money that he set aside for all the elderly before they make it impossible to get the money.
Really?
Yes.
These guys sent me the shirt.
and I've been trying to follow it and figure it out since Mom's 80,
Right.
to see if she's eligible to get it.
Yeah. I'm worried about anything from them, to be honest with you. Who knows what strings they're going to put on it?
Right.
Hey, Sing. How you doing?
Hey guys, what's up?
I sing.
Hi Kim, how are you?
Good to see
I'm
you.
doing okay.
Sorry, I've got I've got a tablet, one of my phones, and the laptop going on different news trying to catch up.
What did you do? Sleep in today?
Fire and the motherfucking boat.
It rained. I might get to sleep in tomorrow.
Oh, really?
I'm hoping.
Getting my fire. Yes,
No, from what I've seen,
chicken.
it looks like it's going to be raining here tomorrow.
There's like a big kind of wishbone looking front that goes across Colorado and up to Nebraska, and then the other fork kind of goes up your guys' way.
Roast. Skull. Cheers.
Which it's about time. It's been dry. God, we haven't had any moisture for almost a month.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
My gosh. After a while, that won't be bothering.
Kim, when I hit the StreamYard to come on, I heard you talking about something with Trump and the elderly.
Yeah. That I've been seeing, I guess, like commercial type things, that Trump was supposed to set up things for the elderly to collect money. And they've been popping it up for you to fill out this form or to check and see if you're eligible for it.
Look, see that soon about parents.
Hopefully, it's something to help some of the elderly people out. A lot of them are kind of getting nailed on so much money
Living.
for so many wars has been borrowed from the Social Security that the people that are elderly now paid into, expecting it to be there, and they get next to nothing out of it.
Right.
Yeah.
And that was one of the things I know that Trump was looking into and trying to take care of.
Right.
And
Yep.
so
And
they say that he passed some kind of bill, he passed something, set money aside for the elderly to be able to collect on it, and they're trying to stop you from being able to collect it.
Well, if you know of any elderly people, I'd say try to get them. If it's a legit website, I'd say try to get them to do it because they're owed a lot.
Well, and with my mom being 80, I've been trying to figure it out, and I just ain't been able to track it all down, what all you're supposed to do to see if you're eligible for it.
Right.
Damn, looks like you're going to get a bunch of snow, ice and snow there.
Yeah, we're getting sleet right now. It switched to it.
Yeah.
Oh my.
All that moisture's going up north of you. Looks like it's going to ball up there into the cold and then turn around and come back at you.
Yep. And they're talking about it hitting another front below us and locking in or something for about a week.
Oh, wow.
Or up to a week, at least the cold temperatures, maybe not the moisture, but yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't
It'll
look
be
like we're
fun.
going to get that. I've been looking at the forecast, and next 2 weeks look like they're all 70s, upper 60s and 70s.
Right. Right now, I wish I did have the dry weather in the 60s and 70s.
Right, right.
I've got a lot to get done before winter gets here fully.
Well, we ain't got much time.
Mm-mm.
We might got a month.
This week packed, and yeah, this just screwed my day up tomorrow.
Right.
I've
Yeah.
been paying attention to weather, but heck, they've been saying for the last couple of weeks, oh, we got rain moving in and nothing. So I didn't believe them this time either. I just kind of kept planning.
Right. Right. No, you can't trust them.
Mhm.
They don't know what the hell's going to happen.
That's like with all these meteorologists saying that the farmer's almanac is wrong. It's like, you guys are always wrong. The farmer's almanac is usually pretty correct.
Right.
They're just
Right.
mad because somebody's showing them up.
Well, I mean, they're using tried and true markers. You know what I'm saying? Not
Right. They're using cycles and, lunar, solar, everything. They're using cycles that the planet goes through, and that's how it should be. It's how our ancestors did it, and they were closer than what our scientists are now.
right. Right. Hey, what's up, Don?
Greetings, gentlemen, and
You
Kimmy.
have a rant?
I do, and this is geared towards Mr. Singularity.
I'm sure.
And now he knew
Okay.
this was coming, but it's not a rant. It's not a rant. It's an observation that I have made on myself, and it's a piece of information that I just want to put in your brain. That's all. So, when you came up, you mentioned that you had a phone up, you had a tablet up, and you had a laptop up, just trying to catch up. Is that correct?
Correct.
So can I assume then that you're trying to catch up from, say, some of these information sites, Fox News, Gateway Pundit, or whoever it is that you listen to? Is that kind of correct?
Pretty much all sides. Get aspects
Okay.
from all sides and come to my conclusion.
And that's fine. I'm not saying you're one side or you're the other side or not. Here's what I'm saying. Here's what I have observed from myself. I used to be that guy. I used to stay on top of all of the news sites, all of the pundits, trying to track all of the political movements and machinations, and I did. And I hung on their every word. And then there was the what do we call this? The cataclysm that was November of 2020, where my president was removed from office. At that point in the program, I stopped.
Auntie?
I stopped watching those guys, all of those pundits. I stopped looking at Fox News. I stopped trying to stay on top of all of the political machinations of what's going on in the world. I stopped. I still track a little bit of international news, more from a security analysis angle than anything else. But news in the United States and pundits and talking heads, I've stopped. I've stopped looking at them, and I found this is just my observation. I found that I'm a lot less stressed.
Yeah.
At all.
That's
period. Complete.
I think you missed part. I've been going at it. I'm behind. It was more catching up on current events, seeing what China's doing and stuff. Because there's a lot of activity.
And I'm not stressed.
Yeah, I'm not stressed. Okay. Well, I am stressed because I'm kind of irritated. Don't get me wrong, I like the rain, but it really sets me back having tomorrow to where I'm not going to be able to do what I planned.
I don't like the rain.
I like it.
Again, Mike, it wasn't necessarily directed at you. It was more of a generalized rant of my own. and an observation that I've taken a couple of layers of horseshit off of my shoulders by stopping, trying to stay abreast of,
Well,
just not watching Fox News, not
If-
trying to stay on top of all the horseshit.
I
See, I
understand.
don't.
If the news
go ahead,
bothers
Barry.
you, then don't watch it.
Oh, it does, and
Right,
and you're right, and it does. It bothers the fuck out of me, so I don't watch it.
I just
I
watch
find
the news
myself having a happier life. That's
I
all.
See, and
just
I
watch
don't.
the news to keep up on current events, like Dear
Yeah.
Bush said, and also to see how far the prophecies have gone. I'm on the winning side, so I don't get stressed.
Me, I see myself as I don't get stressed a lot because I see myself in a lot of this as a spectator. I don't feel I fit into either side really.
Mm.
So I'm kind of
I'm a citizen.
I'm
watching.
trying to turn into a spectator.
Doesn't stress.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
I'm trying to
know
turn
what?
into a spectator.
What did it for me was I was able to just shut it. I just had to get back to doing what I do.
I had to pull my head out of it because I was getting wrapped around the axle, and I had to pull my head out of it. That's just it.
Yeah.
Just fuck that shit. I don't need it.
This time of year, I have no choice. I can't stay involved in it. I'm too busy to be involved in it.
I was going to take the trash down, but it's pouring down rain right now.
Anyway, that's my rant. Thank you for your time and your patience.
Hey,
But yeah,
That
I
was
was
the most pleasant Dawn rant I've ever heard.
yeah, I really enjoy.
I appreciated that.
I'm
Yeah, I
learning
appreciate that.
from you guys, but believe it or not, I am learning from you guys. I'm trying to evolve. That whole knuckle dragon Cro-Magnon thing. I'm trying real hard to evolve. I'm not real good at it. Now let me be real clear about it. I suck at it. Okay, but I'm trying real hard.
You know where you
your
would
efforts are
love
much
life.
appreciated. Yes.
You know where you would love the people and love life. Go to work as a roughneck on the rigs. They're rough. Tell you how it is. That's a lot where I got used to it. Where I got thick skin.
Yep.
Oh, it says. I figured out what it.
That is funny. Dear Butch, the Tyres twin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You're
They're like brothers.
Twin from another mother.
Where is Butch?
He's in chat.
Hello, Valentine.
Oh, there he is.
Salute, platoon. Mr. Pearl, Mr. Oddball, or Mrs. Oddball, whichever the case may be. I want to try to.
I'm pretty sure it's a Mr.
Yeah, Oddball's a dude.
This is why I don't this is why the news doesn't stress me out.
And the bowl.
I have Jesus.
Pops in there. Kirk.
Don, if it makes you feel any better, I think we're actually a lot alike in the respect of that we say what's on our mind and we don't necessarily see how it offends people, but people get really offended.
Yeah, they do.
Well, I've learned how mine offends people.
That's only because he had his wife behind him smacking him. You see, you did it again.
Again, I'm evolving here, okay? I'm evolving. I'm learning.
You're doing a very good job of it.
Well,
we love you, John.
I'm trying to keep the same message. I'm just trying to evolve how I'm delivering the message.
Correct.
In other words, I believe the same thing. I just don't believe that people need to hear it as hard and fast as I can deliver it.
Right, because you can have a chocolate chip cookie that's the best cookie on the planet. But as soon as you shove it down somebody's throat, they're still going to puke it up on you.
Oh,
I'm trying to get there.
Bad image.
See, you know what's funny? I actually enjoy it when people come at me, but when people go at people I know or I feel as a friend, that's when I get agitated.
See, people like you. thing. You have an enjoyable personality.
I don't know about that. I've made my share of people pretty mad.
No, you haven't pissed anybody off really hard.
I was really late into
Trust
people.
me, from a guy who's really pissed people off. No, you haven't. You're trying, but you're not there.
Right. Thank you.
Well, and listen,
Well,
that's a great thing for you to have is a pleasant personality. It really is, because you'll get better. You'll have a better relationship. You'll get better articulation of your message across the people. People will instantly listen to you faster than they will me because of your delivery.
I think the difference really is a geographic one. You did your stuff on the East Coast, Doc.
East Coast,
That's a
bit more
different
blunt.
world.
Right.
You get up around Jersey and New York and DC and all that shit. That's a whole different attitude you got to have to be functionable up there. You get that tested attitude every day.
And see, I don't know how I'd function in that because I'm from the high plains. The yes sir, no sir, yes ma'am, no ma'am.
I give you
I can
about
tell you
40
exactly
hours.
how you would function in that situation, and you would start punching motherfuckers in the throat. That's exactly how you would do it.
I'd probably lose my cool.
Yeah, it's hard. It's hard to it's difficult to get into that. I've had to deal with a bunch of that. So
And
I'm sorry.
Oh, my bad. I just feel I have a lot of patience, but it's not endless. So yeah, I probably would, if I was stuffed in there and had to stay there, I probably would lose my cool.
See, I have no patience. I have zero patience, and I'm fully proud of that. I am. Let me tell you. Let me give you a piece of advice. Me and the wife, we tried to get a house built here, the same house we're getting built, and we tried for years, literally, both finding the property. We were working with our builder, this, that, and the other thing, and we couldn't get a builder. And so, the long story short is this builder that we have, which is the best builder in the area, period, by a long shot, is only our builder because my wife has a pleasing personality. Let me be clear about that. And I asked that question a dozen times because I said, why did you take us on as clients? He said, because I like your wife. Your wife is a nice person. So every time he said that, I took that as a fucking shoe smack across the face.
Right.
Of, you're a dickhead, and I'm here because of your wife. Because she is a great person. And my wife is the most wonderful person on the planet. She has the most pleasing personality in the world, literally.
Yeah.
Opposites attract, man. That's what they say. Opposites attract.
But the long story short is, it's the pleasing personality that is going to get your message delivered. Does that make sense?
Yes. Yeah. But actually, on the opposite side of that, your personality is, I always have to tell people, don't take my kindness for weakness. And your personality, nobody's going to immediately see that as a weakness. So that's a benefit for you because you're going to be rough. Whereas
from your perspective. Yes, sir.
Well,
and I've got people that'll constantly, oh, my bad.
That'll constantly.
I got to go right now, but I wanted to say something before I go.
Okay.
To Don, I love your rants, man. Sometimes we disagree. No, actually, a lot of times we disagree, but I still love it.
Well, it's high art sometimes, especially when you get on a nice roll.
Don't ever change.
All right. I'll see you later, Battery.
Take care, Battery.
I got to take the
going
trash
back
down.
to that.
I got to rush because it's in with my wife and food.
All right.
Well, the one thing I wanted to get across was that he has a pleasing personality, and that's evident from how he is related to in chat, how people talk to him in chat, how he engages the chat. Not necessarily in his panel work, but his chat. Everybody likes him. And that's great. That gets your message across a lot faster than, say, everybody doesn't like you, or you're an abrasive cocksucker. You know, I know one or two of those guys. So
Yep.
my point here is, don't try to be abrasive, because you'll suck at it, and it won't work for you. My wife
but I
tries
will
to be
state
abrasive sometimes, and she's
I will
just not good at it.
state I will state my opinion, though. I mean, that's one
Yeah,
thing,
yeah,
and that's
yeah,
usually when I
you
offend
gotta
people.
absolutely,
Yeah,
you got to have your opinion, and your opinion is, you know, it depends on how forcefully you want to deliver your opinion. That's what
yeah,
it comes down to.
and yeah, and I give people shit. That's not an attempt to be abrasive. I sit where I grew up. I don't know if you remember when Pat and I would talk about this, but Pat grew up the same way, and I think Emerald, you said you did too. The people that if the more shit you catch, the more they like you, and I mean, some of it is derogatory, bad. So
Yeah, you know what? Our society is like that. It's especially the
yeah,
males. We're a bunch
yeah,
of hazing dumb fucks. We really
yeah, we
are.
are. Yeah, we are. And that's
Um,
how I grew up. And I, yeah. So like if I tease somebody or razz somebody, it means I'm giving them the benefit of the doubt and trying to have a ha-ha moment with them. Not a gay moment, a ha-ha
there's
moment.
nothing gay about that.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah.
I
I'm
had a
abrasive on
friend.
a clearly professional. See, Hawk gets it. I'm the same thing. I'm abrasive on a clearly professional level, and I mean chairman of the board kind of professional. I get my goddamn laser out, and I'll be laser specific about how abrasive I'm gonna be. Um, anyway,
Take care,
but
Butch.
yeah, I get you, brother. I do.
And a lot of I think you talk about me dealing with people. I've been on my own in business since I was in my 20s. So a lot of that is not necessarily exactly how I am, but how I've learned to be. Like you talk about growth, having employees, and it's amazing. You get customers and employees from different aspects, have different attitudes and
Cultures.
everything. So
Yep.
yes, and so you become, I guess, even subconsciously, you become ready to blend in and meld with
The
whoever.
mediator. All of a
There you go.
sudden, you're the guy in between everybody. You're the
Yep.
guy that translates, but that's your role. And that's
Yep.
not a bad place to be. You're the guy that translates the customer's needs into what the craftsman is going to build.
Yeah.
Okay? Nothing wrong with that. That's a fairly typical workflow in everybody's world.
Right.
The customer, the translator, and the craftsman.
Right.
The sad part is the translator is normally the sales guy, and he's taking 15%, and that sucks balls.
Yeah.
I hate fucking salespeople, but that's another rant entirely, and I'm not going to get there. Anyway,
Luckily,
my rant is
I'm
done here.
small business. I'm Oh, I was just gonna say, I'm small business, so I'm my own salesperson.
Right.
And that's what gets you that winning personality. It is. Because I'm just the opposite. I've had to work in the back room, in the dark, with literally nothing, with minimal of customer interaction for a large portion of my career. My job is to turn out facts and analysis. And there's not really a customer on the other end of that. So I don't have to be Mr. Nice Guy. Again, my job is to turn out facts and analysis. That's the thing that I'm good at. Not, oh, hey, Mr. Customer, how you doing? Let me shake your hand. I suck at that.
Right.
It ain't always easy. Sometimes you have to
Oh, I know.
swallow.
It sucks horribly.
Yeah. Yeah.
I told you I had a friend of mine back when I was getting started, and he was from where you were at in Maryland, around DC. He moved out, and his wife was a sweetheart. Just like what kind of thing you got going on there. We became real good friends, and because he was my neighbor, you know what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
we had a lot of similar stuff. We both liked explosives, fireworks, and computers, you know. And so, so we became real good friends, and we would be playing. We'd get a bunch of people together, and his name was Todd. And Todd would come over, and he was just brutal. He was, just. And we used to introduce him, and it was great. We would introduce him to somebody who didn't know him. Oh, don't mind him. He's just a local asshole. And he'd be like, "Yep, I'm the local asshole. That's what I do."
We had no boy on the rigs that was like that. And everybody would be like, don't let him talk to the company guy. Just don't let
Right?
him
Yeah,
talk to the company guy.
right. Just make him take a break or something when he comes up here.
Yep. Yeah.
I'm somewhat of a typical geek or nerd in so much as I've got the technical skills, but I don't have the interpersonal skills,
Right.
and I'm learning those. But when you tack on top of that a military career, then it gets to the abrasive point.
Well, it gets an edge on it. That's what it does.
Yeah, it puts an edge on it, and it makes its delivery that much sharper. And so I'm having to understand how that. I'm having to understand how to get from snap to would you please, and I'm not real good at that.
My dad was a Navy man. Served for several years. I think he did two stints. However, I wasn't in the military, so I don't know exactly how that goes. He signed
No,
twice.
you do. You know more than you think you know.
I do.
But
I can tell you this: the transition between them will make it easier if you're make it seem like their idea.
Yeah.
Okay. What you want them to do, just say, "Hey, look, give them possession of it, or at least what would you do if you were in this position and you had these things, options and stuff? Would you do this?"
Yeah, I understand that. I do.
Right. They would then they come back in and they say, "Well, I'd probably do this and that. Hey, would you mind taking a look at this for me? I want you to come over here and do this.
here,
And I bet you'd be a badass at this." And boom, next thing you know, you got them doing something, and
Well, listen, it was easy for me to transition out of the military into the government military complex that is the Washington D.C. area.
Well, they're all
and
pretty
so I was just everybody there is former military, exactly.
Correct. Right.
So they all understand when you snap. They're like, "Oh, all right, that's cool. Yeah, you'll learn not to do that, but yeah, that's all right."
Right.
And so I never learned not to do it, and so I'm at a interpersonal disadvantage with a lot of people. I am. I can articulate an idea very, very well, but that doesn't mean that it's packaged for interpersonal transmission.
The definition of the word tactical.
Send it but not received. Send it but not necessarily received is what you're saying.
Well, I can send one thing and they can receive something completely fucking different. That's the problem right there.
That's a big problem. Right.
And I'm working on that.
I'll tell you some irony that has to do with me. I catch Kev for being the belle of the ball. I know it sounds fruity, but my cousins, family, friends, I can go into a group, kind of meld in with everybody. But the irony is I can't stand groups. I like one-on-one conversation, but groups, I sweat, my heart rate goes up. It looks like I'm doing well, but internally I'm freaking out.
Family won't even invite me to their groups anymore. See,
That's pretty bad.
we're way past, keeping
Yeah.
Uncle Don in the corner and quiet.
My friend Todd, he says, "You gonna be around this weekend?" I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Of course I am. Why?" He says, "Well, we got a family reunion, and my wife's going." I was like, "Why aren't you going?" "Oh, they don't like me." Yeah, I got nothing to do this weekend. I was just wondering if you're gonna be around. We can hang out.
That's kind of funny.
Right.
See,
But
I
clearly
envy-
I've made my own bed, but I'm comfortable with it. I'm okay with it. I'm not the horror freak show knuckle dragging, piece of shit that everybody in my family makes me out to be. My family, the worst thing they can call you in my family is Glenn. Let me tell you why. Glenn was my grandfather. Glenn was a drinking, swearing, womanizing, gun-toting 1920s and 1930s badass. Glenn was a hard case. Glenn slept with a gun under his pillow. Glenn did time somewhere. We just can't figure out where.
Right.
Hey, Glenn hated everybody in the family except for the grandkids. We used to go over there and run, Grandpa to death, and he loved us all. But everybody else in the family hates Glenn. Even my dad, who is his father, hates Glenn. So the worst thing you can be called in my family is Glenn. Well, guess what I get called all the time? Glenn. Particularly from my brother, my last remaining brother. All right, Glenn, shut the fuck up. It's a normal retort.
Hey, Washington, what's up?
Washburn, my brother, what's up, boys?
Sure.
We have to pay attention. We have to pay attention to chat. You know that, right?
Diesel Defect says, "Hey, wait a minute. That's my middle name."
Glenn. Dude, I'm sorry. But
yeah. That's crazy. But yeah.
See, I don't get along with it's weird because like Ryan Bardwell and we get along really well, and that's weird because most of the times guys from Texas I don't get along with that well, and a lot of it is the nothing's better than Texas or Texans in their mind. So a lot of times when we're debating, so you're talking about East Coast, and actually I've known people from New York and stuff that I've got along with fairly well, but for some odd reason Texas guys, and the funny thing is the odds are we probably come from the same families when they all moved north through the high plains of Colorado, through Wyoming, through into Montana. But man, I cannot click with them. Now Texas women I love, but the Texas dudes I can't click with that well.
I love Texas. I love everything
I like
about
Texas.
Texas. I like its big, bold, brash, balls, fucking. I like Texas men, women, children. I like Texas beef. I like everything about Texas. Texas is fucking huge and bold, and you know what? Texas represents more of America, in my humble opinion, than California or New York ever will. So that's just my personal opinion of Texas. If they had a better opinion of marijuana, I would be living in Texas right now. But they don't.
No.
So
You know what?
I'm not.
The Toolies are from Texas too, and I get along with them well. Who knows? Maybe I've changed enough to where I could get along with them more. I'm basically basing mine off of my 20s and on the rigs when we go down there.
Well,
And at the
Yeah, Washburn, your poster are always welcome here, sir.
absolutely.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, that's fine. Speaking of Faith, the last time I saw you guys were talking about Anunnaki. Last time I saw him, Pat, me, and him were having it. Or no, Pat had passed away, it was you, me, and him were talking
Right.
about religion, and he's brought up, and I was being friendly and everything, and he brought up the fact that all his ancestors worshipped what was in the clay tablets and stuff, and I brought up the fact that those clay tablets were not found until the 1920s and not properly deciphered until the 1970s. So how could generations of your ancestors, be that way? Or, I understand that maybe, thousands of years ago, a lot of his ancestors might have, but he's like grandparents, parents, great grandparents, great grandparents, they all, and I asked him how that was possible if it was a dead religion and dead language, even for, a thousand
Wasn't
or
even
2,000
married
years.
until the 20s, right?
Yeah, and it made him, oh man, he got mad at me. But that was a legitimate question, I thought. I wasn't
I
telling him he was
recall
a liar.
that conversation, and he was, well, let's just say any kind of pushback or any sort of questioning that you would have made at that point in the program would have been not just resistive, but downright caustic and possibly explosive. So
And that's what
that's
happened.
just my opinion, and that's exactly what happened.
Right.
And
He
it
pushed
was
back a little bit, and he was like, "What the fuck? Who do you think you are?" Blah blah. And I was like, "Oh."
Yep, you do remember that, yeah. And he
Yeah.
went on a rant about my Christianity. I'm like, okay, that's your opinion. That's cool. It's like,
I was like, whoa, this is getting way up. Then he started getting abusive and attacking, and I was like, oh, no, sorry. You got to take a
that,
break.
that was the last time I've seen him. And I hope he doesn't hate me for that, because I really didn't wait out. If he does, he does. But I really enjoyed his conversations. So I'd like to
So
have
here's
those
the
again.
problem. Here's the problem. So I would normally say you need to stop worrying about what other people think about you. But in my new, more evolved solutions, you need to consider what other people think about you. Now, I'm still having a hard time choking that out. I'm really.
There's a balance to that. You need to take it in and address it, but don't internalize.
Yeah.
Don't
And I mean,
don't
Don't
try and third
internalize. Does
person
that
it.
mean don't clench fist?
Yeah. Don't
Grit
clench
teeth?
fists. Don't
See, I
internalize it.
can't do that
Don't.
yet.
I know.
my main
Sorry.
with that one, my main reason of worrying about it is I actually enjoyed those conversations and I miss them. That's my main reason for considering that. Man, that's regrettable. Just like
Right.
I mean, Pat and I. Well, we had some deep conversations and everything, and I was one of the first ones to really not kind of give him guff about, because he liked Odin and everything and thought that, and he had a good analysis of how a lot of ancient, and a lot of it is that I came in with kind of similar beliefs that a lot of the ancient religions have a lot of similarities to newer religions.
Hawks called fire in the bowl. So fire in the bowl.
So some of those conversations were fun. And Pat, you want to talk about me being able to relay my point to people? I think Pat probably had me well beat on that. He was able to talk to people from any side until you pissed him off.
See, that's where Pat is kind of like Wizard. They have the fucking tolerance of Job, and I don't really understand that. I don't get that at all. Pat you're absolutely right. Pat could talk to anybody and make them feel comfortable.
Right.
And yes, Hawk, I'll shut up and let's hit that bowl.
Fire in the bowl. Brought to you by Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
Oh,
I
man.
remember Emerald, when you were the Patriot, were you one of them? Because I knew there was like 5 or 6 of us that when Pat first started his room, we did the sound checks with them when he would kind of just do a little private room. Were you one of them in there with us?
Yeah, I mean, a lot of time, almost every time, yeah.
Yeah. So you were one of the first 6 of us or 7 of us that went over there And I remember him starting up that. He was so nervous starting his own thing.
He started up that channel, and I remember that we put the first video on.
Right.
I remember that. Yeah. He didn't know what to do. He was like, I don't know what to do. What the fuck am I? Oh, okay, well, you know what? I ran.
Yeah. And then he started playing his guitar and, here and there. And
He's
God,
like,
I wish one of you guys. My bad.
Go ahead. No.
I wish one of you guys would start doing the movie night again, to where we could do kind of a mystery science theater. Because on Saturdays, remember you'd do the like old kung fu movies or something. It was like a mystery science theater thing. Everybody just kind of joined in.
Right.
Those they got bad.
Those were pretty bad. There was this one Chinese movie. We just picked out this theme that we didn't know what the fuck they were talking about because it's all in Japanese or Chinese and all this stuff, right? And we didn't know what the hell they were saying, so there was no way for us to actually know. But some of the stuff we were talking about, so we started this one thing out. Man who lost his penis.
Oh yeah. Is it here? I can't find it. Yeah. No, it's not over here. It's like, well, that looks like a penis.
I bet you it's a little pink purse.
And the funniest part was when you guys were talking about that, there was like a donkey and the guy like looks under the donkey like right when you guys Oh, some of those were epic.
I know. It was crazy shit.
That one though, it couldn't have been any better if you had planned it with that guy looking into that donkey though. I think you guys had to pause it. That was like a 5-minute laugh your ass off type of.
Yeah, we did do this. That was crazy. But yeah, say what?
No, I was just gonna say that I'm glad we could all be part of giving Pat some enjoyment, the last few years there.
Yeah, we had some really cool times. So
yeah.
We'll try. You know what? I can try and find some. I don't know where the hell he found those movies.
I don't remember. Kim, do you know where he got some of those movies from? Because I know he didn't have to worry about copyright.
Yeah, they're on this computer.
Oh, really?
YouTube has free content, and that's where you can pull a bunch of those old kung fu movies from. Oh, nice. They have, what is it? It's free content. Basically, it's non-copyrighted or copyrightable content that you can use. Just search on free YouTube content or free copyright content in YouTube. They've got a shit ton of it. A lot of creators use like their background music from YouTube free content on their shit. Anyway, I'm just learning that, so I'm a noob here.
Don T, do you like Mystery Science Theater 3000?
You know what? It always struck me as being just on the edge of cornball.
Yeah.
Just to the point of, it crosses cornball and tacky to where it's funny.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, could I watch it for more than 15 minutes? No.
Could you be a part? Funny. Would you be, because I bet you'd have some fun lines to say with your East Coast personality. It can be kind of fun.
Whoa. Did you just say Brooklynality?
No, personality. Your East Coast personality.
Okay.
Yeah.
don't put me any further north than say Maryland or Washington D.C. Okay, because that whole New York thing, I really got a hard on for those fucktards. I really do. I don't like them at all. New York, New Jersey. I mean, you could just nuke that motherfucker, paint lines on it, and turn it into parking, as far as I'm concerned. But that's just my humble opinion. Now, there's some cool parts of New Jersey. There really are. But I don't drag me down into that ditch, because I got a long, ugly rant on that. Please.
Nice. No, I'll never accuse somebody of being from somewhere they're not.
But that said, yeah, I'm animated. I can say a few words. Participation is kind of my thing. Yeah, I'm a participant.
You know, and I think that goes back to where when people immerse themselves a little too much, and I know what you mean, because you see a lot of people on like InfoWars constantly and everything and stuff. Well, I don't know if they're on there constantly, but I'll log in here and there, and it seems like the same people. And I think that type of thing gives them an escape. And since we're in the group, they come over and watch it. And I don't know, I bet it could be some fun. But it goes back to what you're saying, get people not as immersed in all this stuff going on, because that leads to insanity. And I actually agree with that.
Remove head from forest to see trees.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, you could say, remove head from rectal cavity to see balls.
Yep. That's one of my favorite sayings. Is one guy we worked with, we were in the bar and everything, and this guy was being a dick and everything. This was on the rig, so I mean, I was the smallest guy, and I'm not terribly tiny. And this one guy was mouthing off, one of the locals mouthing off, and Dave looks at him. He's like, "You're gonna look awful funny walking around with your head up your ass." And that was it. The dispute was solved. It's just, yeah. So that's one of my favorite. I thought that was a pretty good line. Shit, I killed the conversation.
No. I was just checking out some stuff. I was checking out movies.
Oh, right on. There are a lot of them. Those Chinese, those old Chinese like kung fu type movies work the best. We need somebody that can do the Chinese accent like Pat could.
Oh, I'm sorry. I was watching porn. Did you say something?
We might get a violation or two if we tried to do Mystery Science Theater to that. It'd probably be hilarious, but
hey, there's nothing wrong with that. You could watch a little Mystery Science Theater to some
I was
porn,
looking for some of those movies. That's what I was doing while you guys were talking about it. I was looking up to see if I could find something.
Night and go. All right.
Damn, so is I. See, Hawk and I are so much alike. He is. He's exactly. He's like, yeah, so is I.
What's up, Nightingale? How you doing?
Hello,
dear?
Nightingale. I'm sorry that you walked in on that conversation. I apologize.
Yeah, what?
I thought it was just us guys.
Great.
To be honest, let's be honest, that's probably not the worst one she's walked into. There's been some interesting conversations we've all had.
Right. In fact, she had a rant for people talking about their penises.
Sometimes randomness will just, I don't know. There's humor in randomness, so it's fun to just throw random things out there.
Just before Debbie did Dallas.
Right.
Washburn, you can't pay attention when you're doing things that you need to pay attention to. I'm just saying.
Y'all are a bad influence. I did not know what Pornhub was.
What are you talking about? I'm a great influence on people. Just in really bad ways.
Oh, really? So then, if that's the case, then this is going to blow your fucking week right out of the water. Xvideos.com for all of your free porn needs.
Jesus. So I made medicated Red Lobster cheddar biscuits with dinner tonight.
Dear penis. Did he just say dear penis?
Dear penis? What?
Yeah. Rodney Carrington's dear penis.
Dear penis.
Dear
I don't think I like you anymore.
Titties and babies.
You watch me shave, now you just stare at the floor.
Oh man. But no, I said I made medicated Red Lobster cheddar biscuits with dinner tonight. And I think I had a little bit too much.
Did you get a haircut?
Yeah, you didn't see that?
Holy shit, you got short hair.
I do.
That looks good, man.
I actually have like when people are like amputees have phantom limb, I actually have like phantom hair twitches.
Nice.
Like I'll think that I still have long hair and stuff, and try to shake it out of the way and stuff. It sucks.
So Apex, I understood that you were at one time on a diet, and so my question then becomes: what diet does the medicated lobster biscuit?
The Red Lobster cheddar biscuits?
Yeah. Because I need to be getting some of that diet. That's all I'm asking. Let a brother know. Hook a brother up.
That's the diet where I stopped caring for a night. Actually, no. Okay, hold on. I got this for real. This is the diet where in 15 minutes I'll have food stamps and I'll be able to get some more food. That's that diet.
I guess the diet is what it needs to be.
Apex, you served and you're disabled from your back, right? From the military?
No. What it was, I inhaled a shit ton of sand from a sandstorm and had to be medevaced out for asthma shit. They don't look too kindly on the asthmatics.
I know you're talking about one time about hard to find a job after whatever happened in the military. Isn't there some type of compensation you can go after for that?
I don't know. I mean, I don't suffer from really any of the symptoms anymore, so. Okay. I mean, I had this cough, but that's from from all the weed.
It's the Rona.
It's the weed Rona. We all have it. The weed Rona.
By the way, fire in the bowl, guys.
I only cough when I take a big hit.
A couple of weeks ago, it was a really hot day and I hadn't drank enough water. So I went in to buy a thing of water into the local grocery store. And my throat got really dry. So I started coughing and I couldn't stop coughing. You want to talk about the clearest path I ever had to the checkout? There was nobody. I mean, it was a full place. It was like Moses parting the Red Sea to get up there to check out. It was pretty cool.
Well, it's like we used to say in the Navy.
My name is COVID. Hear me.
So we would get reserves. We would get reserves on the boat, and sometimes you have to say down ladder, real Navy. So basically, reserves, get the fuck out of the way, down ladder.
Right.
And basically, you can do the exact same thing here. I'm sorry, what were we talking about? It's the Rona. It's the Rona cough that we all live on.
Yeah.
My Corona.
Lost my train of thought there. Sorry. It's the weed.
What was the down ladder thing about though?
The down ladder, I mean, that's a Navy thing. It's when you go to GQ on a boat, you got real Navy gets down ladder or up ladder, depending on what you need. So if you've got main passage, all main passages are down ladders because all the flow of GQ is always to engineering and weapon spaces, right?
Okay.
So you've clearly never served on a big boat or a vessel.
No.
Anyway,
not a boat.
That's the basic premise. So
okay.
Down ladder is something you scream at dumbasses to get the fuck out of the way. It's basically what you're doing. When you're coming down the ladder at high speed, you just call down ladder and look out at the bottom, look out down below, basically.
Right.
Oh, is
Okay.
that like when you grab basically grab the
Side
sides and
rails and slide down.
Grab the side rails and put your feet up and slide to the bottom. That's down ladder.
I've
Yeah.
always wanted to try that. It looks fun.
It is.
Nice, Washburn.
Like it is.
It is, but it's work. I mean, you're fucking hauling ass, and if you're not moving, trust me, there's 20 guys behind you that are coming straight up your ass.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So you got to get it done. So down ladder.
Well, Washburn apparently work a lot like the people he knows in real life.
Right. That's what he's saying. Yeah.
Even Don and I are learning to play nice with each other, and that's a plus because we're, I'd say, not polar opposites, but we're pretty opposite, wouldn't you say, Don?
You're stirring the damn pot, sir.
Yeah, he's trying to.
I don't think there's. I don't think there's as
Have a good
devious.
show,
I can tell.
Have a good show, Hawk.
If you want me to say what I think, then I'm happy to do that. But
Absolutely.
I don't think we're as opposite as you believe we are.
I think a lot of our opinions are actually the same. I think it's how we portray them, maybe, or how we.
It comes down to semantics. One person saying one thing, the other person saying another, and
Geographical
it's really the same
exposure.
thing, but it's being worded weird.
Geographical exposure differences is what I'm telling you. You're high plains and he's East Coast.
Well, if that was taken anyway bad or stirring the pot, I didn't mean to. Actually, that was a handout.
No, you're
I'm fucking with you, Singularity. I'm sorry. I should have walled earlier.
Nightingale's like packing a new bowl. She's got to catch up.
Okay. I'm going to catch up with her in just a second. But, dude, I believe that you and I have the same basic understanding of the world and the same basic wants from the world. How we get there and what our past experiences have been, they're different.
Yeah.
Okay. That's fine. But I believe that you want to be in the same place that I want to be in, and that is, you and your people, whoever those may be, are successful and happy and safe and healthy, and that you're part of that, and that everybody is, working towards what they want to get, and life is generally in a positive, and you try to attack it with more of a positive note. You're an entrepreneur. You're an investor in yourself. And I'm a big believer in that, both of those. So I believe that you and I believe a lot of the same things. What our past experiences have been, that's probably a different animal.
And a lot of that, like you say, you grew up in, with the military, plus you served in the military, and I didn't have that experience, and I probably would have been more
on top of that. I got another 25 years on top of you of experience, and so it's a different perspective. That's all.
Yeah, I see that. And actually,
I'm not saying one is different, one is any better than the other. It's just different.
The inventive part, that's a nice pickup, because actually I do have inventions and I've never talked about them much. So nice. I'm impressed. You picked up, you pretty much nailed my personality, or my I don't know how I would do it. Not personality. How would that be described?
Character.
There we go. Yeah.
Character. Well, it's easy.
Inability.
That's easy because it's much like mine. You and I share a lot of characteristics, traits. The, getting up at 5:30 in the morning because you have to.
Yeah.
Because that's what gets the fucking job done. Dude, I've done that my whole life.
And I am not a morning person.
Because it's hard. It is hard. you know, but why? Because it needs to get done. That's why.
Right.
So
Right.
you understand that. So you and I, we're kind of grown from the same stock. My father was a general contractor. I grew up on a job site. I know exactly what you're doing.
Nice.
My first job was $1 a day, carrying me and my brother $1 a day carrying fucking 2x4 studs to the carpenters so that they could frame up the house.
Loading the job. I did that and picked up trash. That was some of my first jobs when I was a kid for local
Exactly.
construction crews. Yep.
I graduated from $1 a day to $1 an hour, and I could actually pick up trash and do shit.
Yeah.
So yeah, I get you. I understand.
Which the funny thing is, like when I worked on the farm, doing that construction for $1 or $2 an hour was I actually made more doing that than I did working on the farm. so even though I had to help out on the farm, I would go to some of these construction crews that were there later and still try to squeeze in a few hours there to make a little more money. And then I blew it all on candy and soda pop usually. Wasn't a very smart kid.
Sorry, I was just doing some housework.
Take care, Washburn.
Thanks for stopping by, Washburn Billy.
Yeah, hey Washburn, you might want to mark that other channel there too, just in case something happens with Sick Batch channel. We don't know. We're just trying to keep it alive as long as we can.
Did I tell you that since it rained, I think I'd probably get a sleep in tomorrow? Since it rained,
Rock on.
I think I might not even set an alarm and might sleep in till 9. Worst part about that is you get so used to getting up early, I end up with a headache if I sleep in too long. So I might set it for 7:30 or so and still make myself get up. But
I got somebody coming over to buy a rabbit tomorrow, so
awesome. How's the building going? The sales on some of the stuff you're building?
still nothing. I've worked all day. I was setting ads and putting ads up and trying to get ads up for the puppies. They keep getting taken down.
And Etsy used to be for stuff like that, but it seems to be getting more for advertisement than anything.
Yeah, that's all they want you to do is they want to restrict you 7 ways from Sunday about actually getting your ad out to people. And then you have to pay for a program or an upgrade or some kind of promotion that in order to get your ad out on their platform.
I wish you could get online because if you could get those online, because I know stuff like that around here, especially in the Front Range. One good thing liberals are for handmade stuff, they go nuts over and will pay stupid prices for.
They do.
That's that liberal poisoning thing, but yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
That's right. Why I said one good thing. I can't think of any other right now, but that's one good
thing.
That's
good. I was just going to say, South St. Louis has been taken over by what we refer to them as yuppies. And basically all they are is a bunch of Democrat, backward, lefty people. And they've taken over South City, which is great because it was a shithole before that. I mean, it was slums before that, before they took it back. You know what I'm saying?
Well, in Chicago, they hate that. It's called, they gentrify it, right? So they basically take they take a shithole and turn it into a fucking, a place where yuppies live in now in $500,000 brownstones. They did that in Baltimore. And it's turning around to bite them in the ass because they don't have enough jobs to support it at this point in the program. So anyway.
So, well, it's kind of what's happening there too. But anyway, they're some of my best clients. So every time they get scared of this shit, because I used to get a lot of sales out of there. I'd have to go down to St. Louis to deliver picnic tables and coolers and stuff like that. And I'd be like, but over time, I've been doing this for like 4 years. So, but yeah, the majority of my sales, believe it or not, is just from people in those kinds of areas. So it's just been every time they get scared of something, every time there's a new warning, nothing happens. Everything shuts down.
Yes, about that, and I have brand new here, but good people when I see them. I don't know who you're calling good people. Watch that shit around here in Washburn.
Right.
Easy, buddy. We like you, but watch that name slinging around here.
Yeah. And here, if you need the link for the Washburn, I'm getting a link for Twitch. There it is. I just got to set that down real quick before I lose the connectivity. Here's the link for Twitch. I'm sorry, I didn't see. I didn't see where you were referring to that. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, but you also have the damn listing fees, so you pay 3 times. Hey, Jason, what's up?
What's up, group?
Saw, dude.
So, but yeah, it's been ridiculous just trying to get the ads up. So I talked to Sleepy Hollow Goods. They're going to print up some flyers for me. I designed the flyers and emailed it to them. They're going to print me up a stack of them. I'm going to run them around and put them up everywhere.
What kind of flyer?
Selling puppies.
Oh, yeah.
You need a puppy.
I know, man. I got a fenced-in yard now.
Yeah? You need a puppy, man. And you couldn't ask for a better dog.
Those guys probably like a bigger yard than I got, though. It's like half acre.
Half acre. Well,
in the backyard. I mean,
that'll do.
Actually,
a 6-foot fence.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. You're good. Yeah.
Is it 6 foot? Actually, no, it's not 6 foot. They're those 4-foot fence.
At
one point, it's 6 foot in the very back. Wooden fence.
Do you know the neighbors on the other side of the fence?
Oh yeah.
Okay, then you're good.
Yeah, I know both my neighbors. They're good people.
All right.
Need to know them better though. I mean, I've met them once, but I've only lived here like 4 months now.
Oh yeah.
But yeah.
So where you at?
Oh, I'm over in Murfreesboro, Tennessee. I don't know if you remember.
Oh, you're not so far. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know where that's at.
Middle Tennessee State University is right around here. Trail of Tears.
Right.
A whole bunch of Civil War reenactment. I've been to a Civil War reenactment out here at Stony River. They have a little Civil War memorabilia place called Yesteryear.
That's right around Jackson, isn't it?
No, Jackson, Tennessee. That's a little southwest of here.
Okay, so you're up north. Okay.
Well, it's middle. It's the middle of Tennessee, pretty much.
Northern middle. Let me look at this. I'll pull up. So I know.
It's really only 30 minutes east of Nashville.
Oh, okay. I know where you're at then.
A little northeast, but not too north.
Well, I was just saying, logistics on getting a puppy to you wouldn't be so bad.
No. Dude, I would love to think about getting one. I know you're selling them though.
Yeah.
That's the other thing. How much are you getting off those little guys?
I have them listed up for $350. They normally go for like $500 without papers. If you got papers, they're $1,200 plus. A pick of a litter would go for like $2,000.
But you're letting them go at how much?
$350.
Oh, okay. Dang, that's not much.
Right. I want them to go to good homes and people who's going to love a dog. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So,
I gotta check out your videos and see. I know you've got them posted on there.
dude, yeah, it's probably going to make me go. If I keep this up, I'll probably break 100 viewers. But yeah, it's pretty
You may
cool.
pull something off of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean,
Nightingale. What's up, platoon?
but I'm not looking to, if I was worried about all that, I'd have papers, and I'm not. I'm not about that. I got the animals because I love these dogs, and
Yeah.
Thank you, Zach. Zach gave me some more crayons. Must have thought I was getting tired, needed the energy kick.
need your crayon diet.
Is that too loud, or can you even hear it?
We can hear it. It's not too loud. We can still talk. Yeah.
Sweet. I have background music now.
Mm-hmm.
I can still jam.
As long as you don't get carried away. Yeah.
It's Apex Unplugged.
Yeah, yeah. It sounds good as background.
I go walking in my sleep.
Oh, you like
Sounds good as background when it takes over and nobody in chat can hear us. That's what sounds badass as background though.
Fire.
Yeah, Nightingale. I've got you. You know what? If you look in the videos, you'll see one of the puppies is like really super fuzzy. It's a female. I actually pointed out in one of the videos. That's the dog you should have. That fuzzy female. She's just so adorable. She is just so fuzzy.
Nightingale's in Arizona or Nevada, right?
California.
Oh, oh God, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I know. Me too. I was thinking just like, yeah.
Oh.
But she seems happy.
That's good.
Oh, yeah.
And I'm sure it's like everywhere else. You get into the rural areas, and it's a lot like any other rural area.
Sure.
Having issues, cannot function.
Fire in the bowl. Call it out.
I did. This is my second hit.
Yeah, I was just gonna smack you. I'm gonna throw boots at you from now on. What's up?
Wiz has got polar bear doggies for sale.
Yeah. No doubt. Let me get the link. Hold on a second.
I think I know.
By the way, this
I
is
think
a
I know.
tobacco pipe.
I think I know a current events topic that everybody here will have input on and possibly enjoy with the input. I kind of curious of everybody's opinion and analysis on with Biden's depleting approval ratings, his disastrous policies and stuff like this, and then all of a sudden China, and with the COVID stuff and all, and everybody rebelling on that, and then all of a sudden China really flexing its muscle along with Russia. And which I'll add that I told everybody we shouldn't be too happy with Russia because they'll do what's best for them. But what do y'all think's gonna happen, or could what do you think they're bearing up for? Is it all bluster, or do you think they're actually
gonna try and pull it off? They're not gonna stop until somebody stops them.
That's what I'm wondering.
No, they're not gonna stop until somebody stops them. I'm telling you, that's how it goes. They're not going to stop. They're going to pull off everything they can think of until somebody stops them.
I do agree. I mean, that's exactly what you'll get with any dictatorship.
If it doesn't work, they've got nothing to lose. If it doesn't work, they've got everything to lose. Do you get it?
Yeah.
Okay,
and with Russia now running drills close to Japan.
Yeah. One way or the other, they get to play the crisis savior. So,
well, they know their time is short. They know they don't got a lot of time to make this happen. If they can pull it off, they got nothing to worry about.
And I
If
think
they
they
don't
know they
pull it
need to.
off, they got nothing to lose.
And I think they know that the American people are waking up to a lot of the BS
Oh, yeah.
and the votes changing. And I think they know they need to do it under Biden if they're going to do it.
Right. Did you hear Pelosi today? She went and told the media, well, you're not doing a good enough job of promoting our agenda.
God, and they don't care anymore. They're just out there with it. A lot of stuff they've been saying.
I was like, what? You need to do a better job of promoting our agenda, kind of thing. I was like, oh my God, are you serious? This is like bullshit.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Oh, they
I
knew
had
the
to turn it
media
off.
was. Yep.
I
They
knew
knew the
my,
media was backing them. I'm just really happy that Manchin and some of the other so-called, which I didn't think there was any left in the Democratic Party, some of the old so-called moderates are actually standing against them on stuff.
Well, Sinema's actually being a human being.
Yeah.
Nightingale sees the Blackberry Cobbler. Yeah, it was awesome.
China, big asshole.
Right. But yeah, no, if these guys are going to pull off everything they can think of, what do they got to lose? Everything. If it doesn't work, they got the same fate they expect.
No, if it doesn't work, it was made in China.
Right. It's somebody else's fault and blah, blah, blah. Right. All that jazz. Seriously.
I think a lot of these bankers that have been boosting money into China, even though they know it's going into their military, and a lot of these big businesses that have, I think sooner or later they need to be held accountable. I mean, they were getting their, like a lot of the companies getting their stuff made. They know for a fact now that they're getting them made in camps. A lot of that stuff's made so cheap because it's made in some of these basically concentration camps.
Well, I'm still optimistic that we can pull off a justice patriot trial situation. You know what I'm saying? I'm confident that I don't know how, but I just see it coming. Now,
All I know is it takes a worldwide change. That's at the end of the day. I've known this.
Well, it's got to start somewhere. There's got to be an example. It's got to start somewhere.
Exactly.
I thought it was going to be Australia, but Australia looks like it's closed out.
Yeah, it's folded so bad, and then we made that deal with Australia with the subs and just pissed France off.
Who gives a fuck about France anyway? Nobody likes France.
Hey, yeah, but still,
no, not even their people like France.
Yeah,
not even people like France. I'm serious.
That's just it, though. The people of France are okay. It's their government that sucks.
Right. You know what? You can tell the traditional French from the invading population. This is actually an original joke. You can tell a French citizen from a invading population. They're wearing yellow vests.
Yeah.
They've been wearing yellow vests for about 2 years now. It's become a national symbol.
Buckle feet.
So yeah, basically, you got all the people that have been living there, born and raised all their life, and perhaps wearing yellow vests.
But
the only people
that ain't
like us. People that,
it's a lot like us right now. Hopefully, people like the people. It's just our government sucks.
Right.
Government sucks. It really, really sucks.
No, it don't suck. It's the people in it that have taken it over. They have usurped it. They weren't voted for. They cheated to get those positions. They lied and cheated and stole everything they could think of once they got in. They're stealing more and more every day. They're making up new stuff. They're trying to fucking raise the debt limit so they can steal more.
I should say, what they've done to our government sucks. What the people have done to our government, some of the people have done to our government sucks, because the guidelines laid out by our founding fathers were amazing. I mean, you think about the foresight that they put into how they set things up. That if it's not genius, it's borderline genius.
Let me help you wrap your mind around $1 trillion. Okay.
Randy Master's tool.
Okay. Granted, now this might help you do this. Okay.
That
Think
$1 trillion,
about it. $1 million bucks.
Yeah.
$1 million bucks is a lot of money. It's probably more money than I'd ever spend for the rest of my life.
Yeah.
Unless I forced myself to somehow. You know what I'm saying? Okay. Now, $1 billion is 1,000 times that. 1,000 millions. Okay.
And $1 trillion is 1,000,000 million.
1,000,000 million. Yeah.
Yep.
1,000,000 million. There's no. I mean.
You physically in a
there are
lifetime
countries-
cannot count to 1 billion, let alone 1 trillion.
Right. There are countries that don't have a net worth more than 50 billion, 70 billion, 100 billion.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm talking about that's their whole structure. It's all property and buildings and just everything, what they're worth. Their assets.
$1 million.
Right.
You oughta look at the penny analogy. There's a penny analogy online, like how much a penny, how big a penny is, how much area 1,000,000 pennies take up, how much area 1 billion pennies take up, and then how much area 1 trillion pennies take up.
I've seen it with dollars.
$dollars too. Yeah,
$100 bills. They did it with $100 bills. Stacks of it to do it for millions and billions. Yeah, it's like building a stack as tall as the Empire State Building or like the Twin Towers or some shit. You know what I'm saying? Seriously.
Yeah.
So,
and then on some of those, they put a pile of this is how much the average American makes every year, and then this is what that trillions of dollars is, and this is how long it'll take 300 million people to accomplish that much money, and it's
Don, go ahead. Okay, I hear you. Go ahead, Don.
Oh. All right, so I have something I'd like to contribute here.
Okay.
So I'd like to reference Sting's earlier request for analysis or input on the basic corruption of the day or the stupidity of the day, or how we're being absolutely, the world is all going to hell in a handbasket and we're all doomed, and none of us is ever going to get out alive, and the whole thing's going to go straight off the rails.
It's going kablooey. Ooey kablooey.
Okay.
See, I don't think we're doomed.
Yeah, so here's what I want to bring your attention to. I want to bring your attention back to, I believe it was the day that Ron Reagan took office from a beaten and bloodied Jimmy Carter. That was the same day that I believe it was 300 plus, or no, it was 54 hostages that were being held by Tehran for 367 days. The day Ron Reagan was elected was the day that they released them. Why? Because Ron Reagan was a ball-busting, big stick carrying cocksucker who told the Iranians that if they're there, I will bomb you into the fucking Stone Age.
Yes, I remember that.
There.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So my point here is real simple. That if you stick around long enough, you see the way these things cycle.
Yeah.
And you have less fear. Hold on. Let me finish up. Here's the kicker part. And if you see and understand the way that these things cycle, they go up and they go down, they go left, they go right, you have less fear about going off the rails when it goes opposite of where you want it to be. You understand that in the long term, it will correct itself and come back into your direction.
Yeah.
I need to cut in really quick. This is for chat. Apparently, Battery is trying weed for the first time.
Fire in the
He's
bowl.
calling the fire in the bowl.
Yeah, I'm not sure I want to be around for that.
I just like Battery. I do believe this should be a thing.
Hey, if Major straighten him out, and he'd be normal again.
Right?
I do agree that most things are cyclical. I mean, whether you're talking about nature, human, responses and all that. At the same time, I do also believe that, if you're standing in an area of a lightning storm and lightning's hitting all around you, sooner or later, if there's enough lightning, it's going to strike you. So, I mean, I think we can't convince ourselves that, it'll come around. I think there still needs to be a lot of, we all need to pay attention. I mean, I agree with Don that we can't all run around like, the sky is falling, and those people, drive me nuts. To where everything that happens, the sky is falling. It's done. I agree with
Right,
that.
it's the end of the world all of a sudden.
Yeah, I mean, what is it? Every 2 years or something else that's going to end the world, So
Right. There's a comet coming. There's a fucking what? Ice age coming. We're gonna melt.
I think Batteries is fucking with us. I don't think he really hit the bowl of weed.
Yeah, wouldn't he come on live and do it with us?
Right.
I
What's
think
up with
we
that?
need to see this, brother. I think
Yeah.
Yeah, we're gonna have to call bullshit on that one.
Hey,
He's over there
Wiz.
like stoned as hell, but he doesn't even know it because you don't get stoned when you're
What's up?
like laughing. He's
You know
giggling
what
his ass
time
off.
it is?
Oh, you know what? It's time for pie. Fire in the bowl first.
Yeah,
Fire in the bowl.
Sausage Gravy Biscuit Farms.
.com. For all your CDs, man. Oh, speaking of
You're
that,
right,
Don,
Mr. Mash. I smoked too
Don,
much.
I think Don. Yeah, I was
Go
going
ahead.
to just because I think Zach's picking on you.
Yeah, he's not right. He's not wrong. I got to be honest with you. That's my principle and number 1 through 7 reason that I grow weed is because I can't afford my habit. I mean, even at a good price, good weed is $200 an ounce.
Mm-hmm.
And I have a tolerance that I'll go through 2 ounces easily in a month. Easily. And as a matter of fact, I'm finding out now it's a little more than 2 ounces because I'm running short at the end of the month. I'm going to have to go out. Dude,
I
that's
think I might be
$400.
about on par with you there, Don.
Think about it. That's a
I took my very
$400 a
first
month
ounce.
fucking habit. So
Yeah.
if I can grow my own weed, I can save thousands.
Oh, absolutely. Tens of thousands. No, it's not that expensive.
But yeah, that's I need to. As a matter of fact, that's one of the things that I'm really jonesing to do right now. I'm looking. As a matter of fact, me and the wife are having an ongoing discussion about the building. Am I going to get a building, a prefab? I mean, have you priced a fucking container recently?
Fucking outrageous.
A 40-footer is $8,500 with an extra $1,000 for delivery.
What?
I'm not kidding.
Did you say 85,000?
8,500
Oh,
with
I
an
heard
extra
1,000.
1,000.
Okay, I was like, what?
Yeah. So basically, it's 9,500 to get it have it delivered.
Okay.
See, I
That's
can
a
get them
lot
out
better
of.
than what was going on in my head.
I can get them out of
That's really
Fort
bright.
Collins for about 9 delivered. So probably about only a $500 difference.
9,000 delivered.
Yeah.
Okay.
Out of
So
Fort
you know exactly
Collins.
what I'm talking about.
Yep. And it used to be to where you could get them for 2,000 delivered or
Exactly.
2,500. Yeah.
So the upside of that is that lumber has finally come back down to fucking where it should be. So a 2x4 now costs $3.74.
You just come in.
Here,
I thought she was talking to me.
here.
Anyway,
No,
the long and the short of it is, I can build a 10 by 20 for $2,000, a little over $2,000 in material.
That's crazy. How many miles? How many miles do you think separate us? Probably 300.
So you're in Colorado. You're off
Northeast.
you're in northern Colorado, so you're somewhere on the Front Range along 25.
No, I'm further east. I'm closer to Kansas and Nebraska and Wyoming, kind of that little corridor.
My niece lives in Colorado Springs, and it's 16 hours.
16 hours. So that difference is a well, I guess only 20 cents. You said it's 374 for 2x4. It's 254 here. And before all that price hike happened, it was 324. It's up by 30 cents. But I was just sitting there thinking, it's interesting that it's a 20-cent hike. Just going south a little bit.
Now, to be clear, those are the absolute, those are John Q retail right off a Home Depot shelf prices.
Same. Yeah.
lay down.
Which I'm guessing is not a contractor price or is not, taking any discounts in at all. But yeah, 374 is what I looked at the other day in Home Depot.
And see, that's off of Home Depot. Now, if I use truss grade, I'm paying $450 for, but the truss grade lumber is premium, first choice lumber and everything, but you'll pay $450.
I think it's
Home Depot doesn't give me, or they don't give anybody contractor's price anymore. They've just got bulk price now for pretty much everybody. You don't get a contractor's discount.
That's fucked up.
Yep.
Dude, the way of building has gone the way of the dodo bird, if you ask me.
Yep. So through contractor pricing, I can actually match Home Depot's price and get a little bit better quality lumber through the lumber yards.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah. And but a lot of that not too.
I looked at, there's a little takeoff. There's a little takeoff site. It's shed conversion and takeoff.com or something like that, where you just tell it you want to build a 10 by 20 by, whatever. You tell it what the local 2x4, 4x4, and sheet of plywood is. For me, that's $374, $22, and $45, I think, for a sheet of plywood. And it tells me what it's going to take and how much that's going to cost, basically.
Now, down there to grow it in, is it completely, you wouldn't use like a greenhouse to do that? I don't know much about weed. Is it grown in like a dark place?
I would grow all mine indoors in a dark place, use my own lighting, and all timed. All the water would be controlled, all of the nutrients controlled, everything. Yeah, it would be way inside. But not only would I use that building for growing some weed, but I would also run my solar into there. And I'm looking at some other more entrepreneurial things that I want to put up in there. So I need some space.
Nice. Mm-hmm.
Plus, all of my shit right now is in storage at $130 a month. That's got to stop.
Yep. I've got where I'm having troubles getting a permit to put a shop up. I could put like a little garage up, but I need a shop. I need at least a 30 by 50. That's the pole barn kit that I have. I just can't put it up. With that being said, right now with my tools and equipment, I'm paying $110 a month in storage just on tools and equipment.
See, I don't pay for storage. Fuck that. I'll buy it. I own too much property. There's just no reason for that.
Right.
You pay $2,000. Well, you're talking about storage
Yeah.
Hey, Aaron.
for a decent
Yes.
spot. You pay $2,000 a year to have a decent storage spot. You know what I'm saying?
Yes. Yes. You're absolutely right. And I need to stop that shit. I don't need to pay other motherfuckers when I can buy and build my own building or container or whatever the
container.
fuck.
Do the container thing, man.
No. Have you priced a container, Wiz? Did you just hear this conversation?
Did you do the square foot? Did you do the square foot on what you're gonna have to build it?
Yes. The lumber on a 10x20 is going to cost me $2,000. The
Aaron,
lumber on a
$2,000?
10x20 will cost me $2,000.
Yeah.
A 20-foot container will cost me $5,000.
Whoa! I was gonna say, Hammer just found a really nice one for $3,500.
Where?
Wow, that's cheap.
Can I get 2 of those?
And
can we get them delivered here? Yes, sir. They asked the question. Yes, I will take 2 of those. I will write that check today.
He found a 20-footer. I mean, it looks like it's brand fucking new, and $3,500.
Singh is having the same problem. There's only $500 separated. He's got $9,000 delivered up there.
Holy shit!
Coming out of Fort Collins is the only place to get them right now, and delivered it's $9,000. They're like $8,000, and then I think it's the same as Dawn. They're about $1,000 to deliver it.
Well, mine was only. Well, I got a 40-footer, but this was years ago. Okay.
Yeah.
About 5
years ago they were $2,500. You're absolutely right. But years ago they're gone.
I got this 40-footer for delivered for $1,800.
I know.
Yeah.
I know. I'll give you $2,500 for it right now.
I was telling people then.
$2,500 for it.
Yeah, get you a couple 40.
I'll buy it from you.
I know.
How big of a building?
$8,000 now, something like that. $8-9 grand.
How big of a building are you wanting to build, Don?
Well, dude, I just need some storage space, so I'll start with something small and then build 1, 2, or 3 of those.
Like
if I can get a couple of, I'll start with a 20-foot container. That's 8 foot by 20 foot of volume right there, area. Excuse me.
Later battery.
But if a building, if you're building it out of wood, is it going to be with the foundation and everything? Are you going to be, or are you just having a shed brought in?
No. So a couple of things. So pricing on the wood for a shed means you're using basically 2x4s and 3/4 inch plywood and 4x4s as your base. And you're using basic 2x4s as your trusses. So it was like 79 2x4s, 6 4x4s, and then 15 sheets of plywood or some shit like that. I can't remember. But for a total of $2,130, basically.
And it's a 10x20.
And that was that was just the material.
Okay.
So now if you go and you find a wood, or even now they're building plastic sheds, I can buy an 8x17.5 plastic shed for $3,100 delivered. But I have to put it together.
Right.
I just figured some concrete for you for a 10x20 building if you want to hear it. And that's with an 8-inch. That's 5 1/4 yards. So you're looking at maybe $600 is all for concrete, and that's a full concrete floor. That's roughly about 4 inches more than what plenty what you'd need it, and that's if you do fiber mesh, and that's also with a 8-inch wide by 2 foot deep footer all the way around to where you got plenty of support. And that's only 5 1/4. So you're looking at just for the floor only $700. So you're still going to come in way under what that container would cost.
$700 for the concrete with all the bells that you just described. You're kidding me.
Nope. And well, Concrete here right now is 134 a yard. I don't know how much it is there, but if it's that or under, it shouldn't be more than about 700.
Oh, sir, you're just talking about the concrete, the yardage of the concrete. You're not talking about getting it poured. You're not talking about forming it up. You're not talking about putting in the reinforcements. You're not talking about anything else. Just the concrete.
Just the concrete with fiber mesh, so you wouldn't so you wouldn't have to put in a lot of reinforcement. You could do with no more weight than you're putting on it. You could do it just the fiber mesh, but no, that's not forming or land work.
Yeah, that's probably going to take up another $300, so probably $1,000.
And if I were doing it, my charge for something like that on top of that would probably be about $1,200 with the footer and having to dig the footer, $1,200 to $1,500 in labor to pour it and form it. But you could do it yourself real easy. I mean, it's not pouring concrete's actually pretty simple. As long as you got a straight board to screed it with, you're doing good.
It's just like anything else. So your prep work is everything.
Yes.
When it's pour time, it's done time.
So in the desert, the concrete does not do real well on what we call poof dirt. So basically, I got to dig down 2 feet just to get to something solid.
And that's where your footers come in.
They had to dig down 3 feet and put 3 feet worth of fucking rock under my slab just to get it just to be able to pour it. Literally.
I believe that.
So I would probably hesitate to use concrete here. I would probably lean more towards putting a 4x4 kind of raised frame, if you know what I'm talking about. Putting on 4x4 stanchions.
Yep. Right. I know what you're talking about. You're talking about frame out construction. You're talking about pier points.
Pier points, exactly. And so I would probably dig down 2 feet, maybe put a sack of concrete, put a saccrete in there, put a sack of saccrete in there, plumb up the 4x4 and just throw some water on it and let it form up. That would be my attack unless somebody told me that was structurally unsound.
And then I just wall off those. I just wall off those to pour the floor.
Hey, buddy.
Have you ever, similar to what you're talking about, you know, those sonotubes that you get?
I have used the sonotubes. Yes, I have.
If you pour those full of concrete, make sure they're perfectly level. You could do a pole barn on top of that, and you don't have to worry. Well, you guys don't get much rain anyway, so you probably wouldn't have to worry about
we
rock.
get no rain. No rain. I just got to dig deep enough to get on something solid. That's all.
In that case, I would do exactly like you're saying. Do a pole barn, but just at the base, do your primary little cement pour 3 or 4 inches deep.
They got some cool videos on YouTube about post-frame construction, which is what he's talking about.
I like the idea of sonotube. I really do like the idea of sonotube up to a plumb level, and then just run the 4x4s on top of that treated. Put some kind of steel anchor around between them and the concrete and the wood.
I feel better now.
They actually make an anchor you could get they're about $20 each, and with that 10x20, you'd only need 6 of them, because you just put them every 10 foot on each side, so you'd have 3 on one side, 3 on another, and do it every 10 foot. And they're a little anchor that actually, when you pour the concrete, you set it in to where that bottom plate's level, and it's got 2 pieces that come up, and you set your post in it and just lag them in from the sides.
Wipe your feet.
Yep.
Oh man, I gotta have some of that. I gotta have me some of that.
Well, if you can find some links on that thing, and
send the links, baby.
All right, yeah, I can. I'll do some homework for you and everything, and I can get you links for here that I get through, like Whitecap and stuff like that. But I guess you could order some of that stuff though, and just have it shipped to you.
Because it happened to me suddenly just a couple of years ago. Just came finished visiting some friends. Was walking to the car to get home. No sidewalk, just dirt.
I fell in. Oh my God.
Ditch. Hon, I feel you. I do. I fell in the ditch before. I couldn't see. Dark. I get you. course, I was drunk on tequila, but that was different.
Drunk on what?
Okay, six
And
2 point. Oh no, my figure was off. Darn it, my math. Okay, let me refigure this. So there we go. So 6 sonotubes at 2.5 foot diameter and 3 foot deep. So quantity of 6, you're looking at 3.25 yards to fill those.
2.5 foot wide and 3 foot deep.
Yeah,
How much?
2.5 foot wide's going to be a pretty beefy structure, so you're not going to have to worry about it going much. It's 3.25 yards.
2.5 foot wide.
You don't need it, no, not for a little building like that.
Okay, well, how about a foot wide?
Okay, you could get a foot, so let me.
Yeah, I was gonna say they come 12, 16, 24. Or
Okay, so you do a foot. The way it sounds, you're probably going to want the 3 foot depth, though, correct?
I definitely need 3 foot of depth. Yes.
Okay, 3 foot. Okay, multiply by 1. That's.
Nightingale, did you get out okay? Everything all right? Did you not scrape anything?
That's a half a yard for 6 of them.
Did you say half a yard per or half a yard
No,
for all?
For all. That's 0.5. That'll 0.52. So basically, to make up for that 0.02, at the bottom of one of those sonotubes, put a rock, and that'll make up for the 0.02. So order a half a yard, and you'd be set.
Now it just looks like there's the police in the front yard. That's too fast.
Okay, why are the police?
It's not. It's
He
actually
gets a strobe light. Crap.
Hey, Don, how's the construction going?
Seeing how difficult it is to have a good, a good construction conversation here.
I'm sorry.
Battery
I'm
is going
talking to
really
myself.
well. Thank you very much, sir, for asking.
Well, I'm taking notes because I'm working on my mill. I'm getting ready to do pier points. I've just done a post frame construction on the framework, and
Now,
I'm getting ready to do pier points on an already constructed frame.
Oh, nice. Well, I'll get some of those links for you guys, and I'll send them to Emerald, and then Emerald can disperse them from there on those clips and stuff. And I transferred that to, like, if you didn't want to have to, if you just want to mix in a wall barrel and do it yourself and didn't want to have to worry about ordering concrete, if you got the 80-pound bags of pre-mix, since they are, that'd be 23 and a half, so 24 bags of the 80-pound pre-mix.
We all got to share our construction.
Because
go to my channel.
Moving 23 pounds, 23 bags, just moving 23 bags of 80 pounds of fucking saccharin. It'll be a bitch.
Okay. But what I was getting ready to say is I'm not going to get the sonotubes. I've got access to all this flat wood. I'm going to build forms as needed.
Don, you got a link to your construction?
I got a YouTube channel, brother. Yeah.
I gotta check that out.
You haven't seen that yet? Oh my God! Hold on, stand by.
Emerald, while I'm figuring, do you know how big of a box you're building? And I'll figure up.
Oh well, it's 30 by 53.
But I mean, you're gonna put the instead of sonotubes, you're gonna put build your own square.
Right. Yeah. And then I'll fill that, and it stays in the ground. It's going to be under my floor. It's going to be a self-support.
Right.
I don't have a problem with hardness on the ground. I'm sitting here on top of the ridge, and everything below dirt is gravel, limestone gravel, and iron-crusted clay. So
you'll do like a foot by foot by how deep do you think you'll go?
I'll probably go 20 inches. 24 inches. Cross line around here is like 18 inches. So anything beyond that's a maximum thing. So.
And how big of a building?
It's 53 by 30.
30. Are you going to truss it or are you going to put a center beam and run your rafters off of it?
It's all trussed out. You haven't seen my mill? I thought you'd seen all my videos.
I saw some of your videos. I didn't check out.
Oh, okay.
I thought this was an addition you're doing
to my garage. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. It's 30 by 53. I got a 20-foot span section in it, but which I gotta fix. I gotta do some more. It's still out. It's a work in progress. But let's see here. Hold on. Let me see if I can find this.
Okay, so you're gonna need 14 pressure points, 14 posts running 10-foot intervals, 10-foot spacing. So you're looking at not a lot more than with the 12 by 12 instead of the round, because the round you actually gain a little. The 12 by 12, you're actually more of it's actually going to be a smaller figure than a 12-inch circle. So you're actually, even with 14 of them, you're looking at only, you'd have to probably order 1.25 yards to be able to get it. But yeah, no more than about a little
I'm
over
gonna
a
have to
yard.
mix my own. I've got a mixer, and I'm gonna be back mixing my own and putting aggregate in it as well as nails.
Okay, you're going to be doing the aggregate. So you're looking at, okay, so that'll be different than the premix instead of the 40. So you'd be looking at 47 bags of premix. You'd have to cut that down.
Yeah, I mean,
so you're looking at about 14 bags of the masonry powder, of the Portland cement, just the powder.
Portland cement, right?
Yeah. So 14 bags of that.
If I need to get sand, I can go get sand.
And you can also, if you wanted to, you can also go to your local your mixer area, and they will sell you the bags of fiber mesh to where, and in like say it's a 3rd yard mixer, like in a 3rd yard mixer, you grab a small handful out of that bag and toss it in there. So all you're doing, and it's like 1 bag per yard, and you could get that bag of mesh for like $10. And it saves you having to add as much rebar and whatnot.
Oh, right. I kicked myself out.
Oh, I see what you're saying. It saves on rebar. Well, I was going to use nails. I got nails. I got buckets full of nails. I got 5-gallon buckets. I got paint-gallon buckets. I got buckets and buckets and stacks of buckets of nails. So I've been tearing apart pallets for a number of years, and I've been saving up the nails.
As long as the oxidation isn't up too bad, anything as a binder will help. So, I mean, either larger rock or nails, everything's going to add a little.
I figure I'll do a bag of Portland cement. I got a big enough. I got one of the 1 yard mixers. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's a full yard. I think it's like maybe half a yard. You think what anyway? It's one of the bigger mixers, and I can do a bag of Portland cement, do the aggregate, maybe a little sand, and then throw the nails at it. 1 gallon of nails. And there we go. I've got rebar too, so I'm probably going to run some rebar, but I want to try and eliminate that as much as possible because that's just kind of, I don't have a lot of it. You know what I'm saying?
Nice. Yep.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. If you guys want any ideas, I mean, or anything, I love the figuring part, like figuring materials. I really like doing that. So
I'll be doing videos. I'll be doing videos as I go.
My videos, please.
Nice.
I would love any comments on my videos, good or bad, especially Don's. Now, Don's been doing a lot of construction, and I want to tap that experience.
Hell yeah.
Oh, Don's not been building his house. Other people.
Yeah. To be clear, Singh is the construction guy here. I'm the guy that writes the checks. Okay.
Oh, you're not really doing it yourself?
No, fuck no. Fuck.
He has a builder.
I'm doing it myself.
No.
I'm doing it myself. And
okay.
I still want your comments.
I'm happy to comment, yeah. But I'm just the guy behind the thing, doing the thing.
Well, you've
My
seen
wife has more involvement in this thing getting built than I do. I'll be honest with you, she has.
You've seen the construction, right?
Oh yeah. I got some say. I got say in it, but
you're qualified then.
Now, saying as far as my project goes with the mill, I built out. It's got 4 main stanchions in the building. Okay, and it's going to have a split roof with a pagoda all the way down the center.
I'm using scrap wood.
I had a structural engineer come out and actually look at it just to make sure I was on track with what I needed, where I needed it.
Nice.
And he was like, "Okay, this is good. This is good." Because all my construction is 4x4s.
Well, I'm using scrap wood and pallets.
And see, I don't know what your guys' codes are there, what your restrictions. So I'm going by our snow load capacities.
Okay, yeah, no, that's fine. Just to let you know, I'm not. I don't have any building code here. There is no building code for whatever I do.
Dude, you're so lucky.
I want to do it safely. I want to do it safely so it lasts a long time.
My structure.
The state does not require me to pull a building permit to build my house in this place.
My structure is below building permit, so I don't have to get one. But
man,
I
get screwed.
Go ahead.
No, I'm just saying I get screwed. You guys are lucky. I swear to God, I have to have a permit to sneeze.
Wait, who wants to get screwed?
Well,
with a smile on your face, I guess. But who just said that?
I purposely made mine under the requirements for permit.
You make what?
I made sure my build is under the requirements to get a permit.
Oh, okay, yeah.
Because I wanted to try a pallet shed.
I purposely moved outside of those city limits to a little place called Amargosa Valley where there are no permit requirements.
Don, I wish I could do that. My wife does not want to go out there.
Yeah, okay. I mean, it's not for everybody.
It's for me.
It's pretty awesome. There's no state income tax in the state of Nevada. You didn't have to pull any permits to get this build done. Although I think for insurance purposes, I believe my contractor did actually pull a permit.
I want to go back to Wyoming or Arizona, but my wife does not want to go.
But I wanted to clarify, I'm overbuilding everything I do. You know what I'm saying?
Good.
I will overbuild it because I want it to last forever.
Yeah.
I'm painting all the sticks before I put them together.
Oh yeah. If you build, overbuild.
20 years.
I'm a firm believer in overbuilding. Whatever they call for, go for it more.
Do it twice.
Good.
Because those beams, those 20-foot beams I made, those are 2 2x4s bolted together. And I plan to my finish on them will be when I put the 2x8. I buy the 24-foot 2x8s that I need, and I'm gonna face it on either side and bolt those.
Oh my gosh, I'm up late.
So you see where I'm coming from? That's overbuilt beam for a 20-foot span.
I'm overbuilding myself. I want to last 20 years.
There'll be 4 of those. There's going to be 4 of those for that 20-foot span. So we're it's got a split center construction. So there's no center pole. It's split center, and that's 6 foot apart. The building's 30 foot wide, so I got plenty of workspace on either side of those, and I've got 4 of those throughout the building at 53 foot. And so yeah, I as long as I put my dolmens in, and once I set my secondary supports up along the outer wall, because I'm gonna face out. There's gonna be a 12-foot garage door and an 8-foot garage door, and then a people door on that wall. And so I'm gonna make the doors out of the pallet wood. I got 12. I've got some really decent 12-foot. I get some really decent 12-foot 1x8. Right. So I'm gonna build. I'm gonna build bread box doors. You know what I'm talking about?
Yep.
Oh, nice car.
I'm gonna make bread box doors out of them and operate them off a cable.
Well, I'm overbuilding myself. I want it to last 20 years. I don't plan on living here that long.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Hey,
Well,
I just want to be able to sell for more money than
I'm building forever.
Well,
hey, did we ever determine if
odd.
I haven't
Nightingale
found
was
my forever
ex-military?
place yet.
Say what, Don?
Did we ever determine if Nightingale was ex-military?
You know what? I don't know.
Well, she's using, nobody I know that was outside of the military ever used the word eyeballing me.
I know, right?
I really don't know. I may have heard somebody say that.
Outside of the military? No,
No.
No.
exactly.
That's operational. Yeah.
She's ops. She's got ops experience there, and she's just not letting on.
Or exposure.
Because
Yeah.
I've seen her use words like Roger that also. Terms
Okay.
like Roger that also. So,
What threw me off is my brother has used it outside the military, but he is former military, so that doesn't count.
exactly.
That's one on Amazon, Emerald, that they have some on Amazon for $25. They're a
What's
little
that?
lighter weight, but they would work plenty for what you guys need. That's one of the Simpsons strong ties that go onto the concrete, sinks into the wet concrete, and then you put your post in it.
Nice. Thank you.
Okay, I see what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, if you could pass that on also to Dawn.
I have a bit of good news. I thought I was going to have to buy brand new plywood, but I was at my father's this weekend to visit, and he's got some plywood that he had on his roof that I could use. Saved me a bunch of money.
when you buy direct.
No, I don't have to buy it.
See, that family connection is what it is.
But you could save a lot of money when you buy direct.
Well, my other choice is to buy what do they
Or
call
you
it?
could bundle
Blow?
and save.
You
know?
ever heard of plywood blow? Or blow plywood? I don't know how you say it.
I don't know, man.
That is unfinished plywood.
Oh, no.
It's got a rough texture on it.
I've heard of that.
It's the plywood they cannot sell.
Sounded like perverted plywood
Yeah.
to me.
It's plywood that you can't sell at the lumberyard.
Sounded like my kind of plywood.
Yeah.
Hey, Don, can you send me a text?
Can I send you? I am completely incapable of sending. Oh, fuck yeah, I can send you a text. Stand by.
All right.
Okay. Emerald, here's Whitecap. Also, that's where I get mine, and I pay like $28 for them, but apparently their regular price is about $50 some. If you set up a contractor's account through them, though, you will get them almost half price.
Now, I have some here that I was looking at before, and I was seeing them only for like $11.
No.
Like $9 to $11.
Oh, sorry.
Oh, right on.
And
Right
so that's what that's what I was planning on. I was looking at this and I was like, yeah, this is more beef with the bolt ends like that. But I can drill a hole in the ones I'm getting and put flat bolts in. You know what I'm saying?
Yep. And
So,
I will say the ones from White Cap are even beefier than that. There's actually 4 pins that come down on the ones I usually use, and we can tie them into the rebar.
now the other thing is I didn't see on that. Hold on a second. I didn't see the bottom end of that. Is it just a straight hole that goes into there, or is there a dish on the bottom of that? I didn't see that.
There's a plate that one on the Simpson. It should be a plate, but those are going to be thinner than the ones at White Cap. Also, White Cap are going to be a beefier metal. The Simpson strong ties are going to be similar to like a truss clip on the thickness.
Yeah, but I don't see a plate in the description of this. You know what I'm saying? I don't see a butterfly or a clip or nothing.
No, it's just a standard. It's just a standard little box at the bottom that your
No, I
6
mean,
by. I think these are set up for 6 by 6.
The part that anchors it into the concrete.
Oh yeah, it's just that rod, and then that rod attaches to the clamp itself.
Well, see, I'm of mind. Even if I did buy this, first thing I do is weld a damn washer on the bottom of that thing. You see where I'm coming from?
To lessen the chance of pull out.
Pull out, no pull out. Yeah.
No, I get that.
That's the kind of thing I talk about when I'm building. I want that son of a bitch, because we get high winds here.
Yeah.
Okay. Potential tornadoes, whatever. But I've seen it rip trees out of the ground up here, and I want to make sure my building's anchored like nobody's business.
Yeah. Is what we do here is we'll either tack weld or tie them to the rebar cage that we put in.
I see what you're saying.
Yeah. But I get what you mean.
I'm not going to have a rebar cage. I'm going to be doing mine floating. Yep. So I'm probably not going to do even the fiber stuff, dude. To be honest with you, I mean, I don't have a problem. This is underground. This is pure point. I think with the rebar and the nails, I'm well above weight stress verifications. Because I know the nails, dude. That's how we were doing 10,000-pound floors. They were throwing these pieces of metal in there. I'm like, what is this? Because we had laid out all this rebar, and he had 5,000-pound vehicles that are going to be driving over this thing. And we laid out all the rebar and everything, and then he says, now that we got all that done, because we had to do the clips and all that stuff, right, for the suspension on the 4. So turn around and he says, here, just start throwing these out there. Just throw them, cover the damn thing, damn near. And it was just a bunch of like cut off nails, but it was something he bought instead of something he collected nails from. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I just felt like, and I was just like, dude, this is just a bunch of fucking nails. He goes, they're high tension steel, and you throw them in there and you cover it up and you vibrate them down so that they're under the surface, and then you surface the damn thing.
Right.
And you got a 10,000-pound floor. So I'm happy with that. That's, I need a 10,000-pound floor because I'm putting that mill saw in there, and we're going to be bringing in 2 and 3 ton trees.
Right.
Okay. And I'm putting a I-beam gantry in there so that we can. I have to build it because I've never seen anything I like. So I'm going to build the son of a bitch myself, but so we can put move those big ass trees. I'm making a 20-foot lathe. Okay.
Oh, I gotcha. I know what you're building out of that too. You're building columns.
Nice. Posts. You bet. Damn right. Solid one piece column post.
Great minds think alike, because I've always thought it'd be a good idea to build a big one and make columns for porches and stuff like that.
Because my big my big barn I want to build is going to be about 120 foot by 60, and it's going to have a second floor, kind of like a tobacco barn,
Right.
but it's going to have a gantry that runs from one end to the other. You could drive a tractor trailer in the sub bitch and unload it, drive it out the other end.
Nice. That's where you'll need your support. A lot of support.
Exactly. That's where you need that round cut. You need that straight line. You need that support beam at the top, and then you can plate it and suspend it and everything you want with it.
And see, I agree with your nails that they'll work fine, especially if there's not a lot of oxidation. There's actually a place in Denver that they're selling concrete, and they're actually getting a lot of money out of it because it turns out to be extraordinarily strong concrete.
Yeah.
And but they're using the high tensile wires. They're recycling the wire out of tires, and they're chopping it up and putting it in their concrete.
Well, all I plan to do, there is oxidation on these nails. I ain't gonna lie to you. But all I plan on doing is just soak them with a little bit of oil. You know what I'm saying? And throw them in.
Nice. You could also do you have a vibratory polisher for like your ammo and stuff?
No.
I was gonna say if you did toss or even make yourself a barrel polisher, just toss some sand in there with them for about 20 minutes.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
I'm not that worried about it. I'm just gonna give them an oil bath and throw them in.
Nice.
Yeah. So, but you see where I'm coming from. They're not, once they're inside the concrete, they're never going to be exposed to moisture again, other than what's only left in the concrete.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're still going to, even if they're clean, they're going to be exposed to the moisture in the concrete till it dries, which takes about a week.
Yep. Take care of battery.
There's no more oxygen that can get to it, so it can't access water.
Right. Yep. And I know exactly what you mean because it's a common misconception. A lot of people think concrete absorbs it, which concrete actually expels water, whereas lime absorbs it.
Correct.
Yep. Which concrete and lime, there is some lime in concrete, but with the Portland mixture, it actually still expels water.
But that pagoda at the top of the building, it's going to be 6 foot wide, and it's going to have 18. Nice.
Look at that.
So is that a 51? That's
50,
a 50?
54 Chevy Bel Air. Is that what that is? 50. No.
That's a 50. That's a 50.
Oops.
That's a 1950. I think that's 50s. Definitely 50, I think.
Yeah, your guess is as good as mine. He pulled
Oh,
up
you don't
as
know.
an old veteran, and he was talking to some other people that parked behind him, and they went
Get
in.
closer to the grill. I need to see that hood on him.
Yeah, I was trying to hold on.
Hood
Let me
bag.
steady it. Trying to see is that it's hard to make it out on this.
Dodge. Is that an early Dodge emblem?
I was thinking almost a Ford myself, but yeah, Chevy
Could be.
bet like
No, that's not Chevy.
it's not a Bel Air though. It's
That's not. I don't even think that's Chevy.
It's not even this little light over here. I swear he's like an old police chief or something, man. He's good people. I didn't get to talk to him because I was just picking up food and I didn't want to bother him. But yeah, if I could just get up here, maybe you can see on the
Hey, Sing, can I get you to explain epoxy coated rebar to me in less than 30 seconds?
Yeah.
Go Steel. Go Steel. That quick enough explanation.
I didn't understand what you said.
Oh, I said Go Steel. You're talking about the fiberglass epoxy coated.
It is a Ford, by the way.
Oh, it is. I was going to say I didn't think it was
that
a
emblem
Chevy.
says Ford. Yeah.
I'm talking about why people hate epoxy coated rebar in concrete.
No adherence. When you get bare metal, you get a better adherence to it. The epoxies have a movement factor. Even though you're completely encapsulating it, it doesn't bond.
It's a temperature. It's a temperature variant.
Bare metal will at some level bond with that concrete.
Cool. Thank you. I never
That's my
understood it.
opinion. I do know they'll try to sell you fiberglass that's epoxy coated too. It's a fiberglass piece of fiberglass that they're selling as fiberglass rebar. It's also epoxy coated. That stuff, anytime I've tried to use it, it's junk. It's cheaper, but it's junk. So if they try to sell that to you, just go with the 5/8 still or 1/2 inch.
I just say
My
steel
opinion.
for the win.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, and the McRib is back for those of you interested.
No.
Meat glue for a better tomorrow.
Meat glue. I know, right? You know, I'm gonna go get one. I got to go to town tomorrow anyway. I don't know. But anyway, geez.
Well, guys, I officially can't feel my feet and I'm passing out.
Well, good night, pumpkin.
Yep.
You should probably go then
I way too
I
many of
was
those
gonna say, how are you
biscuits.
holding in there,
before
man?
something falls off or
3 in
something
the
like
morning.
Right? Dream well, Patriot.
Yep.
Yes, sir.
And Don, as for that epoxy coated, I know they sell it for a lot of like high end projects, so it could be better. It might just be my issues with that. I'm used to standard steel rebar, so
No, I've heard more than my share of people I trust in the trades that say it's crap. But the
Yeah.
sales guys always bring it out first, and I always, well, listen, I don't get a lot of choices, but the last 2 opportunities I've had, I've said no. Let's go
Yeah.
straight with the steel.
Yeah.
But you
It's-
need this because it's gonna meet code for this and that. I was like, steel meets code, right? Well, yeah, okay. Then we're done.
basically they coat it with something that costs them a few cents and they're going to charge a few dollars.
I know. I
Yeah.
get it.
And the only thing it really does, the only thing that coating does is stop that product from rusting in their stockpiles.
Right.
Yeah. It's an erosion control because once it's in that cement, it's not going to,
I fell off the turnip truck, just not last night's turnip truck.
right.
Right? Yeah, no shit. Right.
And that fiberglass, I've seen corners break and take that fiberglass with it. So that's why I'm not a fan of fiberglass. Thank God it wasn't one of mine. I did the repair on it, but I didn't pour it. They didn't have it tamped very well under. And that's where Emerald was talking about. Your preparation work is key. That's where most of your attention should go to, is that preparation work. If there's any question about, did I get it tamped enough? You didn't get it tamped again.
You're done. You're done. As soon as you finish your preparations, you start to pour, you're done.
Yeah, you got a little finish.
When you're done with the pour. That's all.
Your forms and preparation work are the hardest work you'll do with the whole job.
Yep. The pours, that's easy time. That's vibratory mix. Done.
Yeah. And they talk about like they want you to go exactly at 4 inches. A lot of times if it's a driveway or a shop floor, as long as you're not parking anything, or like a house floor, as long as you're not parking anything really heavy, if you reinforce it well enough, just get a 2x4, a standard 2x4 that's 3.5 inches. Use it to screed your level before you pour, and make sure it's pretty accurate. And whatever you order is going to be dead on to where, because I see a lot of people pouring now, they'll just dig it out and tamp it, and then we'll end up having to bring them an extra couple of yards because their figure was way off. And that's just because their prep work sucked.
Yeah.
So,
And for a
that saves
vibrator,
you money.
I was thinking about buying, one of those vibration settlers. You know what I'm saying?
Plate collectors?
Yeah. Do what?
like a plate compactor.
Yeah, the brrr,
Yeah.
stick it in the
Or
concrete.
the elephant tampon.
Oh, one of those. Oh, yeah.
Right. Well, okay. Well, you get the air out of the concrete, right? Well, are you settling, your aggregate, stuff like that? Well, I was just going to take a soda can or vegetable can and put cement in there with one of my old long bits for my drill, just off center, and just
Nice.
yeah, simple stuff. See, my perspective is coming from utilizing things I have.
Or a
to
rubber
do
mallet
things
on the
needed.
side of the form.
You
A
can do
little
a
rubber mallet
but
on the side of your
I
form.
like the idea. Right.
Yeah,
But I
but
like
those
the idea.
vibrators are nice.
Right. And I'm
As
using
long
2x wood to do all the barrier stuff anyway.
nice,
So,
nice. Yeah. As long as the person doesn't overrun it, I'm sure you've seen it too, where they overrun it. Like you're talking about your aggregate goes to the bottom and you're pulling all your slump to the top. So you get that crusty, flaky stuff at the top when they set that vibrator in there and go too slow.
yeah, right. You don't want to.
Like you say, you just want the air pockets out of there. You don't want to convert the mixture that you got.
Right. It doesn't take much. It doesn't take much. So
Nope. You put it in
I
there
don't
and
no
walk
reason
it.
to spend $800 on the vibration, machine.
Yeah.
Like fuck. What?
I've got one that mounts to it's a little 110 volt, a little box. It's got two little bubbles on each side, and it's a little thing that I can mount to any board I'm using as a screed, or I've got an aluminum screed. I can mount it to that, and it just tightens onto it, and it vibrates the whole screed for me when I'm pulling it. So and that thing I think was like $59.
Well, the only thing that really kind of I'm not sure how I'm even if I want to is getting one of those. I've always seen them do it on the garage floors where they get the better finish on the floor, and they got these little fan things that sit out there and will go all over the floor.
Power trowel.
Okay, yeah.
Unnecessary. Get yourself a bull float and a Fresno, what they call a Fresno. It's just a big trowel that goes on kind of like the bull float with the extensions. Get yourself a bull float and a Fresno, and you can finish it. I mean, those power trowels, yeah, they give a nice finish and everything, but I've got one and I don't use it unless it's a big area that we got to get done quick.
Well, this is a 53 by 30.
That I bet you'd be able to knock it out pretty quick though with the bull float. And, I mean, because you're going to float it, and then all you'd have to do is grab your Fresno and then go over it with that. And the only thing a Fresno is, they call it a swimming pool trowel. It's got rounded edges, so you don't leave that groove. It fans out that where you lap over every 4 foot. It fans that out to where you're not leaving a groove with the squared edge. And you can even get those on Amazon for like $30-$40. And if you want to spend the money and plan on doing extra, I recommend getting what's called a rocket. It's one that you don't have to tip up and tip down to get your angle. You just turn your handle, and it's got a little mechanism in there that when you turn the handle, it pulls up a rod and it'll tilt your float and your Fresno.
Oh, okay. I'll have to look that up. But
yeah.
But yeah, no, I'm just basically right now. I've got a trowel that's 40-inch.
Nice.
So I got some big concrete stuff, work, tools, but
yep.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know about getting that kind of stuff. I don't have those kinds of finances at this point, so deal with what I got to deal with, and that's like I'm trying to keep it down to buying as little as possible, not by
that shit.
trying to make do with what I got.
Yeah, and that stuff, the weight it is, I could send it pretty easy. Let me go through some of my old stuff and see what I got. Because I've got some other stuff that it's still fine. I'm spoiled now by like the rocket and stuff. So I'll go through and see if I can
Like,
hook you up with some.
right. Because, see, like I was saying, I can get sand for free. I got gravel everywhere. All I got to do is dig some up and sift out the dirt. You know what I'm saying? So
Nice. Yep.
I got aggregate. I'm not going to be buying anything except damn Portland cement.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
You know what? You said you're going to pour it yourself, right?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, so you'll probably do like 8x8 sections, and that way you don't even have to seam it.
Well, right now we're just talking about the pier point. Okay.
Okay.
And
Yeah. So
I'll be setting the drain points and stuff like
right.
that.
So
But
actually, you're going to want to do it by hand anyway. So if you've got a hand float and a hand trowel, you'll be set.
well, the boys will come in with the truck and pour the concrete once I'm ready to go. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And then I got to finish it because they're just going to pour it and rough level and they're gone.
Yeah. Pour and screed, basically.
Basically, yeah.
Yeah.
So
Now, see, finishing was always my favorite. I loved finishing.
But yeah, I just got to make sure all the brackets are in place for the posts because the post frame ain't going nowhere. It's going to be right there. You know what I'm saying? So I'm doing the pier points, and I'll probably do the barrier wall myself. You know what I'm saying?
And see where, yep. And where Don's at, where he gets very little moisture, sticking those posts straight in the ground would be his best choice, I think. But you guys get a lot of moisture, right? So I think how you're doing it, how you're doing it's the best for where you're at.
That wood's got to be off the ground if you want it to last for more than a few years. Yeah.
Right.
So,
and
even if
you know as well as I,
right?
Go ahead. Oh, you know as well as I do that no matter how treated it is, that it still doesn't like moisture.
I was gonna say, in my stain above ground, that'll last for 7 to 10 years. That piece of wood will last for 7 to 10 years with that stain that I mix up.
So, Shane, treated or not treated in the dirt?
Treated.
It doesn't matter.
Just in case. Yeah.
Right. Treated will last a little bit longer. Yeah.
Yeah. It doesn't give you as much as you would think, but I would still do it treated because it's also treated against insects and stuff from getting into it. And a lot of times your mites and stuff like that will get in through the ground. So
I would even go another step and I put stains on it myself. But when I put a post fence up, I'm going to put a 3-rail post fence across the front of this yard rental one day. And I plan on just, doing the concrete hole, set the post, pour the concrete, done. But the post is going to be painted on top of all that. You know what I'm saying? With the stain that I use.
Yep.
So
I've seen some people wrap them with anywhere from house wrap to pond liner. I mean, where you're at, Don, I wouldn't worry about that because it's mostly moisture. But I would definitely get to treat it for any type of other circumstances.
Yeah, treat it and stain it.
It's not a massive cost difference between treated and not treated 4x4. So I'll get treated. Right. That'll be fine. Yep.
So you guys are lucky. I can't get away with anything under a 6x6, even for a single story. And
okay, well, let me ask that question with a face full of chips. I'm doing a 10x20 building. Should I be doing 6x6 posts?
With only if you're spanning your trusses only 10 foot, you could get away pretty easily with the 4x4.
4x4 is plenty for that. Yeah.
That's what I was thinking. I'm not going to load the building heavily on the floor. I'll have the, spanning trusses and 3/4-inch plywood for the floorboard, but I'll just be walking on it. It won't be any heavy machinery or cars or anything else.
Yeah. See, my support posts for my 20-foot span, those are going to be basically end up being seven by 6 posts. You know what I'm
Oh,
saying?
you're laminating your own.
Right. So upright supports. And it's going to be, it's going to be stair step support in it too, because of the way I built my beams. It'll be stair step support on the beam.
Those are actually nice doing like that because you have a support for the truss on both sides. Plus you have that truss resting on the centerpiece for that.
And I'll still do the 45s on that too, bolted in.
Yep.
So,
and then you can run, like you say, you can even do a full bolt all the way. And then you've got it sandwiched between that post. So you basically are building the truss into the post at that time. So
right.
I do like laminated posts.
But yeah, the stuff I'm putting on it, I wouldn't necessarily call it laminate, but boy, I tell you what, that frame's been sitting out there for a year and it ain't budged a bit.
Nice.
You know what I'm saying? So yeah. I'm really confident.
Nice. And actually, God, I don't know. What do you think, Emerald? Where he's doing it to save money, he can almost just span, instead of buying trusses, do a lean-to style and just span 2x8s across that 10-foot and just do one post higher, one post shorter. So he gets runoff for water, because where they're at is all he has to worry about water, not snow load. So he could get away with a 212 pitch real easy. And he could probably instead of
true too, but you lose all your space if you don't. You lose all your space in the center.
He makes a point.
Yeah, it'd be
212. If I point the 212 south, I can put solar on top of it and keep a 35-degree pitch.
There you go.
35-degree angle. So yes.
And if you do a lean-to style, you could have your entire roof.
The whole entire roof would be covered with panels and pointed the right way.
So a 10-foot, a 2x12.
Exactly.
That's only a 20-inch difference. So to get a 2x12 and 10-foot, you just have to add 20 inches to. So you have your one post. So you got it at 8 foot. Add 20 inches to that. You're looking at 9 foot 10 inches on the other post above the ground, and then just put a lean-to across it with a 2x8. 2x8 should be plenty to span 10 foot. I mean, really, you can get away with 2x6, but since you're doing it pole type and you're going to have purlin stuff between each of those, I'd do a 2x8. Because those on each post is your load's going to be going down on just the post. So whatever rafter you use, all that weight's going to be on that on that rafter. So a 2x8.
Yeah. So can I get you to draw all that up and get it cleared in my county and send it to me in triplicate, pretty please?
I could definitely draw it up for you. I do that on a regular basis, and I could send it to Emerald.
Cleared by the building inspector in my county, in Nye County, and then send me 3 copies for my records. Thank you.
If you did it in Colorado, I'm cleared to do it in Colorado. Which I would think, actually, with our regulations, it'd probably be like overbuilt for down there.
It would be, because we have 0 to little regulation.
Nice. And they overregulated us. Regulate us here. They base it all on Estes Park. So on the Eastern Plains, we don't get near the snow capacities as they do in Estes Park. So we get nailed with the same building code that they do, even though we get a 10th of the snow. Never made any sense to me, but I guess.
Somebody called codes on you?
Yeah.
So
I tell you what, around here,
It's supposed to get down to 35 degrees here in the desert tonight.
Wow.
Damn.
You're going to be colder than we are because I think we're only supposed to hit 36.
That's one hell of a clipper coming out. I'm so glad for the southeasterly wind coming out of Arizona and New Mexico. Hell yeah. Keeping that shit away from me.
So it's down
kind
to
of-
35 tonight. Don.
Yeah, Dawn is.
Wow. Sorry to
I'm
interrupt.
sorry. I'm chewing chips. What was the question?
It's 35 degrees tonight.
Yes, sir.
Wow. I mean, it might be like, what, 60 here or something.
I almost forgot. Get about pipe. Holy crap. Time for pie, man. Way
I got a
best.
nutty buddy I need to get on.
You're a bit late. I already ate my blueberry pie with ice cream.
What ice cream?
With ice cream. I heated up my blueberry pie and put ice cream on it.
Mm. I'll be buying some ice cream
Nightingale.
tomorrow.
Nightingale, what are you thinking of? What will you be dressing up as in the Dia de las Muertes?
Gotta be some sugar skull stuff, you know.
That's what I'm thinking.
Like something.
It's got to be a nurse. It's got to be a nurse thing.
Mm.
I bet she does a great hot nurse for, like, you know. I'm just saying, not to sound all, you know.
She's bringing the beer,
Weird.
boys.
Yeah, you could put some sugar skulls on a nurse outfit. Damn. That's scary. It's all about dressing up, though. It doesn't have to be scary.
You want to make it scary? Give her a giant syringe.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Give her a Fauci mask and let her walk around with a needle. Exactly.
Bring the coronas.
No. I can just see it now. Some parents dressing their kid up as a coronavirus. No,
It will be done.
how they depict it as a ball with a bunch of spongy things all over it.
Yep.
I can see some
Will be
parents
done.
making it.
Oh yeah, it'll be done. Some parent will do it, and then they will give you shit for laughing or pointing at it. Well, they should be able to do that. Yeah, you know what? And I should be able to laugh at it too. So fuck you.
Fuck you. It worked. You're scared of it, right? Scared shit out of you. That's what Halloween's about.
But yeah, somebody will do it. I'm sure of it. But that's what, you know, that's what makes the world go round. It is.
Right? The irony.
Motherfuckers out there doing their shit.
Something
Right.
like that sugar skull right there on it. That'd be pretty cool.
Hey, Don, you got a pen?
Do I have a pen? Yeah, I can. I don't write shit down, but why? Yes.
3
I
8
like
for framing. If you want to determine what your framing cost will be for the structure, 3 8-foot 4x4s, 3 10-foot 4x4s, 30 10-foot 2x4 by 10, 24 2x6 by 10, and then 3 either 2x8 or 2x10 by 12s. that'll be the skeleton of your building.
All right. So where do I send a check?
If I could drive all the way down there, I'd love to do it. Have you ever thought about skinning it with just metal?
No, but I'm happy to listen to a pitch or a thing. Why? You got an idea? Yes.
I'd do it just completely as a pole barn and skin it with metal. How I based it on 30-inch centers for your girts on the sidewalls, and then 2 foot on the purlins for your roof. And you could just screw the metal directly to it, insulate from the inside however you want to. But it would save you a lot of money. You wouldn't have to invest in the plywood and metal right now. 26 gauge. I've got that written down actually. You get 29 gauge, which is thinner, for $4.98 a foot. 26 gauge for $6.52 a foot.
$6.92 a foot.
$6.52 for the thicker 26 gauge. If you don't see any hail, I wouldn't even worry about that. I'd get the 29 gauge, the thinner, for $4.98 a foot.
Son of a bitch. No, so you're telling me that metal is steel specifically?
Yes. Yep.
Is cheaper than plywood.
Plywood and siding. You'll be cheaper by the time you get plywood, house wrap, and siding. You'll be cheaper just to go with steel.
Yeah, I'd be happy to do that. I'd much rather have steel.
And the side benefit of using steel is you now have a Faraday cage.
True.
He's right. I can plug I can ground the shit right out of that, and that's going to work great for me because I'm going to put some pretty sensitive electronics up in there.
Right.
It'll be
I
a
wouldn't
wood.
discount the plywood. I would still, personally, this is just me speaking, and you don't have to do that, but I would still put up the particle ply wrap and then the metal.
Well, I'm thinking I can put particle board inside because I'm going to want to do a lot of insulation. So if he's telling me that this is a 2x4 frame just wrapped in steel instead of wrapped in plywood, then I'm okay with that. I'll wrap it in steel. I'm going to put a shit ton of insulation in that little 2x4 space, as many R's as I can possibly put in there. And then I'm going to put some, I don't know, cheap particle board on the inside of it.
That's what I'm talking about. Now, that's exactly what I've got in my garage out there right now. It's a 40 by 60. Our 30 by 60 garage. And that's exactly what it was. And what I've done is exactly that. Is I put that styrofoam in the walls because I got styrofoam. You know what I'm saying? And then I put up the 4x8 sheets of particle ply and just coated the inside of it. It's a much quieter building now, and it's much easier to temperature control.
But I'd be very much okay with steel, particularly if it's cheaper, because I know it's more structurally sound. I know it'll add structural strength to the building, whatever it is.
Right.
And with the steel, with wrapping your entire building, just the metal, I mean, you're looking, it'll be easily under $1,000. I'd say probably under $800 to wrap it in steel.
And on basically what you're building is a stand for your solar panels. Is a, you know what I'm saying? Your structure ends up being, you know, because you're going to line the top of that thing with solar panels.
That's why I put the 2x6 purlins and then switched it to a 2x10 for your main rafter to give it a little extra support for that.
It'd be fine. No, it'll be fine with 2x8. It doesn't have to go.
Actually,
yeah.
Actually, what I'm doing here is what I'm building here is a building around, or an enclosure around my well head pump and pressure tank. along with the electrical panel for that. So I'm building a construction, or I'm constructing an enclosure around that will also give me a boatload of extra room that I can put batteries and solar controllers and run wire into and hold on to. Also air condition, because I want to put my rack up in there I want to put some Bitcoin miners and some other shit up in there. So it's going to be a building full of fucking electrical shit.
Right.
Nice.
It'll be your control shed.
Yep. So yeah, I'm actually kind of excited about this, because
have you ever seen
need this now?
Oh, it wouldn't take you long to put it up. I'm telling you, it'd take you, even on your own, a couple of days to put it up. And I'd be, how you're wanting to do it, you're probably going to want to walk in, and then probably like, what, a small garage door, like a small roll up?
A small roll up, yeah, maybe to put I was thinking a yard tractor, but not even that. Maybe an ATV, a small ATV or two into the building if I get a chance. But I really don't envision that. The ATVs and the power tools and that kind of shit will be off in the second building, which I'm going to have.
Right.
So that brings me to my next point. So if I were to buy the materials for this and bring a contractor in, what would the contractor charge me to put this all together?
That's the painful part.
I know. So that's why I'm asking the question.
You're looking at 2/3 the cost being labor. You're looking at materials.
All right, so $2,000 in materials at retail, so I'm going to pay another $4,000 for somebody to put it all together for me.
You're looking at $5,000 to $6,000 total. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Dude, thank you. I mean, nobody else will give me that number.
Cool. Yeah, a lot of them want to do it based on, sometimes contractors, you got to be careful. They'll do it on based how busy they are. So they won't give you a definitive number or a guesstimate. So if they're not very busy, they're going to jack it up a little. If they're really busy, they might give you a little bit of a break on it because they've already got the money coming in.
Yeah, that coupled with the fact that I am in the middle of nowhere. And dude, when I say in the middle of nowhere, I mean I'm 45 minutes out from nowhere.
So you're going to get hit with mileage.
Right. I was going to say, have you checked on pre-built 10 by 20?
Well, there are pre-built, yes, $8,000. Pretty much the exact same cost as a fucking container.
Right.
So for that, I could spend the extra $3,000. Dude, I would feel raped if I actually spent $9,000 for a container.
Yeah,
I would.
Especially where I think once shipping starts opening up again, I think they're going to drop to probably about 4 or 5.
I agree.
They'll drop to next to nothing because they won't. They'll be.
And I'm going to tell you exactly when they're going to drop. Right after I buy 2 of them.
Yeah. Sometimes it works out that way. Yeah.
Yeah, no, it always works out that way. Not sometimes. It's fucking every goddamn time. I got a buddy that gives me a lot of shit. He says you lean out too far on the edge of technology. He says, I remember one time when you bought a $600 flatbed scanner, and then the very next week they fell to $35 and $45 a piece, brand new for USBs. And I was like, yeah, that worked like that.
Oh my God.
That's been the bane of my existence. I go way out in the edge and pay the premium for the technology, and then 2 weeks later it's fucking 1/10 of what I paid for it.
I just had that happen to me. I needed a screw gun, paid $269 for it, and that would have been on the 3rd. And no kidding, right now they're on sale for $183.
See?
Yep. That
Story
was
of my life.
Yep.
Nightingale's checking laundry, and she's doing laundry. Wow, it's late to be doing laundry, ain't it? No, she's in my time, so it's 10:43 her time.
No, Jason's the one doing laundry. Oh, he says he's going to switch his laundry. Oh, no. Okay. No, she's doing laundry. And, yeah, that's fire in the bowl.
She's doing laundry. I think Jason's just watching.
Good Lord.
Dang, Don, if you could get a couple of your friends over, that wouldn't be that hard of a build. You could save a crap load of money if you were able to get a couple friends over and toss that up yourself.
You know what? I can put the frame up together. I can do it myself.
Yeah.
The question is, how much time is it going to take me to get it done? And can I squeeze it into an already pretty packed schedule?
I got you. I bet in a weekend you could have it sealed up. It may not be completely done. You may need to put, some finishing touches here and there. But I bet within a weekend you could have it buttoned up and sealed up.
Yeah, that would be nice, wouldn't it?
And that's if everything went exactly right.
Yeah, I seen videos of the one guy was obviously built them before, but he built it. He built one of those 12 by 24 buildings, and door and garage door and everything. He was done in one day.
You know what? They got kits out there. They do. They got shit out there. I mean, I just looked at one. The Lifetime 20-foot. Let me. Shit, I'm looking at one right now. The plastic building I was telling you about. 20-foot by 8-foot outdoor storage shed. $3,000. It's a kit. 10-year warranty. Dude says he put it up with a fucking screwdriver and a drill in a day.
Oh, yeah. Okay. My bad. I'm somewhat thinking to myself. I'm looking it up real quick, and I'll give you an idea. Sorry. Go ahead.
So I don't know. I mean, but that's a prefabbed piece of plastic with a metal insert frame for wind load. And I got a lot of wind load out here. And I mean a lot of wind load.
Right.
So
that's why we were talking about the extra support for your structure.
Yeah, that's why I'd really prefer to put actual wood and, put it in actual dirt.
Yeah, because it's going to suck. You go take that plastic building. You take that plastic building, you put $3,000 worth of solar panels on top of that bitch, and you watch it fall.
Oh, it's a sale at that point.
Yeah.
Oh, crap. I can't remember what they're called. Emerald, have you ever seen those that it's just metal rings that bolt up, and it's an arch top building? And
I've seen them.
It's kind of like it's kind of like a Quonset, but they actually have somewhat of a peak to them and straight sides.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. The U.S. Steel building.
U.S. Steel, that's what it is. Yes, I heard those are on crazy sales right now. Those arch top.
They're always on crazy sales.
That would be
fucking. You spend $10 to get the steel and $90 to get it fucking put together.
Yeah. Those, though, are pretty self-explanatory. I mean, they just, I think they come in like 2 or 3 pieces, each ring, and you just bolt them together and go down your thing. The hardest part is anchoring them.
You got to have your floor done first.
Yeah, the floor and the foundation's got to be done. Yeah. Yeah. And once again, like you say, to have it put up, you're going to be paying a crap for those because that's considered a specialty project.
Yeah. It's not so specialty as it is just that it's going to take 2 or 3 people. Hold this, bolt that, tighten those down. Now we got, then resituated. But, yeah, it's going to take 2 or 3 people. Probably do it with 2.
See, and I always forget to tell people I'm used to doing a lot of stuff my own, and then I'll help like family and friends around here do it themselves to save money. So I'm so used to giving them a material list. So when I give somebody a list, I always forget that, okay, this is what it would cost to have put up though if I was doing the bid.
Right. And, you might find a Mexican that can do it for cheap.
Yeah, you ain't lying. Because a lot of times, they'll come in and do it dirt cheap because they're not going to pay taxes on it.
A lot of times they're good at it too.
I still like the simple. I still like the simple thing that you described earlier, and I had actually pictured in my head with there's 6 4x4, stanchions that are going 3 feet in the ground that are holding up probably a double 2x6 frame or something like that.
Yeah, for the roof. Yep.
And well, I mean, just for the floor, and then put the floor on top of that, and then throw a frame on top of that. So, I mean, that's all that's simplicity, and that's really what I'm looking for to get.
Okay, I forgot you were putting them in the ground a few feet. So I'd do, instead of 8 foot and 10 foot, I'd do 10 foot and 12 foot posts.
Okay.
I was figuring that. Yeah, I was figuring that. That'll give you 2 foot in the ground. And if you do that cement pad, like Emerald was, and you were talking about, just put a bag of Quickcrete down there to kind of level up, give it a firm standing on, then you'd be set.
Yep. Get it all plumbed up, and then whack it off level at the top, and you're in there like swimwear.
Yep. That's how we do pole barns. Yep.
I'm thinking
it's kind of funny to watch people do pole barns because you're out there literally with a chainsaw lopping off the top of a post.
I know, right? I've done that, and people look at you like you're on crack. What kind of fucking backwoods shit is that? They say. Well,
right.
That's the way we do it.
Right.
Yep, that's how it's done. May look crazy, but I don't care if you're in the city or out here. That's you ain't gonna see them running a sawzall all the way through that. Chainsaw's gonna nip that thing off quick. I did a doggy door one time, and it was for my sister, and my brother-in-law recorded it. And I kept telling him, I was like, "Hey, you're gonna laugh," but to get through the siding and the plywood, I had it all marked out. I did it with the chainsaw, get through all that instead of messing around, cutting little chunks out just to do it quick in an afternoon for them. By the time we got it said and done, it looked perfect. It was, it's still a saw.
So yeah, I mean, in my head, I can actually build the base of that, what we just described.
The lean-to?
Well, no, not the whole thing. That's kind of where it gets a little weird. The base, so I could put the frame up around the base of it. The floor is what I'm talking about. So put the stanchions in the 4x4s in the dirt, a 2x6, a double 2x6. What's that called? Around the stanchions, and then 3/4 inch plywood on top of that with spanning floor joists every 12 inches, 16 inches.
If you did like 3/4 inch plywood, you get most floor joists are 2 foot.
Okay,
every 16
2 foot then.
On the floor,
using 2x6.
Your walls are, your walls are 16. Your roof and your floor are 24.
No, I always do 16 on the floor. I might do 24 on the walls, but I would always
See, on
on the
a
floor.
wall, I'd never get a wall approved if it wasn't 16. But on floors and everything, we do 2 foot. We run a lot of TGIs too. Maybe that's the difference. But we go 2 foot.
When we
I
built
mean,
this
am
cabin,
I off the mark here on this? That's a pretty basic thing. I could put that together. I could literally get out and build that. I got enough tools and experience that I could actually, and lag bolts that I could put all that together.
hey Don,
Yes, sir.
did you ever see the cabin videos that we did when I was building Randy's cabin?
I did very much. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Exact same frame up type. Yes.
So
I got to get over here in the chat because chat's packing bowls that we're not smoking.
Oh,
Yeah, I'm with you.
Sorry,
I got
chat.
one packed here.
Nightingale and Jason are over here packing bowls that we should be smoking.
fire in the bowl.
And yes,
I get
I mean,
rambling and I forget to check in on chat.
dude, that's fine. We can ramble. You can ramble. Rambling.
Yeah, it's
Rambling.
1 o'clock in the morning here, guys.
Yeah, it's 11:34 here. Even though I'm asleep in, I'm feeling it.
Yeah, I don't know what you guys are talking about. It's only 3:15 in the afternoon here.
Yeah, you're full of shit.
Yes, I am.
Right. But yeah, oh man,
1:55 here.
almost 2 o'clock for you,
Yep.
Oh, this is good shit.
Oh, it's almost midnight. This is the latest
huh?
I've
It's been
stayed.
a great night. Good conversation,
Okay.
a lot of information transfer, and we'll pick it up again tomorrow.
Oh, yeah.
Right on. I'll
Gotta be
talk to
talking
you
about
guys
this
later.
stuff. All right, and check out my
Okey-dokey,
videos
guys.
on the Emerald City link that I put in
I will.
private chat.
I will.
That
Yeah, I saw
the
that.
Emerald City site is separate from my Wizard of Oz channel,
Okay, right on.
and it's got the mill in it and stuff like this. It's got all of our project stuff in there. That part of the deep woods construction kind of stuff.
Right.
So
Cool.
And don't
Right
forget to check out my Travel Dude channel. That's hooking you up with all the latest in the home building saga and travels that we're doing with the RV and the puppy dogs.
and you got
Yeah.
That travel. No, go
What's
ahead.
that?
is that in that? Oh, I lost private.
There we go. I'm saving
Yeah,
links
a lot
right
of
now.
power. My solar lasted till almost 11. So I was really happy with that because we're not going to have that tomorrow.
Cool. Right on.
and
Well, we'll talk to you guys later.
God bless you guys. Thank you
Have a
for
All right,
hanging
guys.
out with me.
Nightingale, everybody,
Night,
Kimmy,
Nightingale.
Jason,
See you, Wizard.
y'all have
See
fun.
you, Don.
Thanks for having me.
You know it. Dream well, Patriots. We're going to win this shit. We just got to do what we got to do. Just
Oh,
keep
we're
doing
all over this.
it. Really. Dream well, Patriots. I'll see you tomorrow.
Good night, everybody.
Night, cats.